Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV. I'm Ryan and I'm joined today by two of my fellow co-hosts on Sarcasm City Q&A. So I'll introduce the two gorgeous ladies next to me on stream today. So first introducing, you know, my favourite Man City fan. Yeah, my favourite Man City fan, just needed to clarify that still. Don't know why she's got a lollipop in her hand still.
What's wrong
Yan
with
City.
that?
How you doing, darling? You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just trying to get through the next 10 hours.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll get you through it, don't worry. And also introducing my favourite Spurs fan, definitely. I didn't have to think about that still.
Good, good.
Being such a great addition to the channel, already at home, already feels like part of the furniture. The lovely Eleanor, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be here. Love my Wednesdays with you lot. It's been great. Yeah, all good. Other than the fact that we played shockingly, we still managed to draw. So yeah, all good.
Fair enough. But is there someone missing from this?
Just maybe. I'm not sure.
The last week it has felt, even though the Q&As he's so good, there has been like that piece missing in it, don't you think? There's been a bit.
Yeah, there's definitely been a piece missing.
There's one less prick in the last week, innit, on the show. I can just say there's just been
I love him.
one less prick on the show, I've actually missed his slander, I've missed him bullying me. I've missed bullying him. It hurts me to admit it, but I actually have missed streaming with him for the last week. But he's back, people. You saw him on Mandem United earlier on. Not 100%, but he's still come on to provide you guys with great content. So introducing my big bro, Flawless, Mr. Take Note. How you doing, bro? You good?
Yo, A1 intro, man. That was on point still. I can't lie.
Good.
I was like, that's a lot of pressure. That was good considering. That was A1. That was A1. I've missed all of you lot too. I have missed the Q&As. I really have. Like,
I actually haven't been doing it.
Yeah, same, man. Like, I've missed the Q&As. I've missed you lot. I've missed the people in the comments. Like, I've missed all the jokes, all the banter, trolling, like everything that goes on here. Like, I have legit missed. So it is good to be back. All the backstage stuff as well, innit? Ryan being Ryan backstage, like he is fully him, like behind the scenes, in it. Like he's not acting it. You see this prick that we all love in front, like you see on screen, is who we exactly feel about who he is off screen. But nah, man, it is good to be back. It's good to be back on the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Like you said, mentioned Ryan, and obviously I just did the Mandem United podcast. That was just earlier, just to get back in the groove of things. And obviously I didn't do Tuesday's one. So yeah, man.
It's like a little pre-season one. It's like a little pre-season game, wasn't it, for you to get back in the rhythm and stuff, get some match fitness. And now you're here for the real, the proper, not the shit, talking about a shit club, show. Talking, on the Q&A, the show that bangs, not talking about the dead club show, innit? Yeah. Just needed that.
I didn't know a Liverpool show had started in my absence, but here we are. You know what I'm saying? Here you learn.
Bear in mind, people, wait on that space in it soon.
Yeah. Watch this space.
Plug that in it, but yeah.
All jokes aside, it's good to be back. Now, I'm still in pre-season and that. You lot might be all up and running at match fitness and the competitiveness. Like, I'm not there at all. That's what I said to you. I was like, yeah, you do the intro. That's why I said it.
Yeah, and I didn't disappoint as usual.
Now you delivered. I know what you do. You know what I'm saying? And as much as the dickhead you are, I know when it comes to this, you are exceptional at what you do.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot still.
Yeah, man. I already know and that. You know what I'm saying? But large up everyone that's locked. I hope you lot have been enjoying the Sarcasm City Sports Q&As. For those that didn't see Mandem United, the reason why I was away is just because I was ill in it. That's literally what it was. But I'm back now. You know what I'm saying? Ryan showing us his chest and his arms. I don't know why, but here we are.
Sorry, I was getting my cable in it. I forgot to put.
You just showing off your guns, fam. It's all right, man. This guy's showing off his guns. You've been working out.
And it's not because there are two ladies in the chat, innit? It's not because of that. Well, on the stream, innit? Nah, it's not because of that still.
This guy's showing off his chest, but here we are in it. But yeah, that's why I was away, people. That's why I was away, because I wasn't well in it. But now I'm back well enough to do streams in it. So it's good to be back. You know what I'm saying? Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. What show to return to? You feel me in it? Like, so we'll get into it. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all the socials and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. When you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. We are back to regular maintenance as well, people, in terms of just all the shows. We'll be adding shows as well. Have a look on the upcoming live stream section and the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. If you haven't seen it before, you can ask us any question, past or present, and we will answer the question. So it's any sport, past or present, this is your chance to ask us whatever. Don't know where Ryan's gun in it. One of his guns must have knocked off the link, but here it is. I'm sure he'll be back. And guy really showing his chest, you know. Are we just going to slide past that? This guy was just showing off his body. Are we really going to slide past that?
Do you know
this what we're doing?
He's got to do what he's got to do. He's got to get on that grind, isn't it?
So. That's literally what it is. Like, I looked up at this guy.
He needs the bars. Flawless. He needs the bars. We need to. I should give him a lesson in some bars.
Help him.
So he doesn't need to flex his chest.
Help him. This guy was just showing off his titties and his arms. Like, what is going on? Look at him now. He's back. I don't know what.
You think you're chatting shit? Is that what you're doing? You guys been chatting shit?
We're just talking about you showing off your body, fam. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Legit.
That's literally what it was. We showing off your body, innit? I was
you know what it is, yeah? When you've got two beautiful girls on stream, you know, you've got to do things differently, innit?
He's trying.
This guy in it. But yeah, large of everyone who's in the chat. If you are, remember, see that Jan's just not impressed. She's heard all your shit before.
She's never impressed with me, honestly. Like, she hates me deep down. She actually hates me. You know what she said? You know what she texted me yesterday? She said she regrets bringing me on the channel.
Oh yeah, Jan is Ryan's bringing. Don't get it mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Ryan is the one. Jan brought him in it. Don't get it mistaken. Just to let you lot know, it was Jan's bringing and it was Ryan. She was the guy who brought him into the channel.
I was Flawless's addition. All I know is that I was personally Flawless's addition.
There you go with it. You see the difference, people, in the caliber of people that we're bringing over. Ellen to Ryan. You know what I'm saying? You know, you see the difference. Like even
I invited myself onto this show.
That is true. This actually started off. I think this is mine and Tux's show. Yeah.
And it was. And I invited myself into the show.
Yeah. Invited yourself into the show, and here you are in it. Here you go. You landed with Garden City, though, so you did come with a good idea. I give you that. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good idea.
Q&A to what it is. Now the Q&A is one of the most popular shows on the channel. So there you go, Jan. There you go.
Do you know what show I love at the moment? The Love Island streams. They're lit still. Well, you need to jump on one of them still.
I really don't, but I have seen people do like them, which is good. I've seen the numbers and stuff, the interaction going up. Obviously, I'll hop onto like the video in it, so
yeah,
that's what it is. And then I'll drop a comment, and then I'll cut because I have no idea what you lot are talking about whatsoever. Like, not a Scooby.
We don't even talk about share half the time.
I have no idea what you lot are talking about. I was gonna say you man, but what you are talking about in general, I'm like, that's over my head. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Large up, Liam Sniper. Larry says, Flawless, hope you've been well, man. I missed you. Yeah, man, it's good to be back. Yeah, I'm better than I was, like I said in it. So, yeah, man, I'm back now for the foreseeable and that. Yes, Ahmed, love, much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Large up, everyone who's locked, Black Diamond, all the regulars is good to see as well. Like the stream guys, get your questions in. Every viewer is important and your opinions count. This is facts. You know what I'm saying? This is 100% facts. Big up, Mad is done. Yeah, man. Blessed to be back. Malcolm says, big up the man, them large up you as well. Yeah, man. Big up everyone who's locked in. Shout out to everyone. But all right, let's get into it because a lot's gone on. You lot, like I said, get your questions in. And if you remember, your comment takes priority, like a super chat. But I wanted to start here because I didn't get to talk on a lot because obviously I was similar to him. I was AWOL in it. So now I'm back. I don't think he's back yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back in trading. I don't think he's back in trading, but it is what it is and that. And I'm gonna let Ella take it away. Harry Kane missing 2 days of training, in it. So Ella is never short for words anyway. Like in general on Spurs, never short for words. This is why she's here. So like, I love getting her thoughts on just Spurs things in general. Never mind things she dislikes. And I've already seen certain tweets of yours, Eleanor. So I have an idea of how you feel on Harry Kane, and trust me, you're not wrong. But yeah, your thoughts on it.
So everyone's saying to me, oh, don't you think he deserves to go somewhere else to win? Don't you think? We don't owe him nothing. He signed a contract with my club that he should be upholding to. For example, if he went and got a serious injury now in the Euros, and would he expect Tottenham to pay him every week still? Yes, you would. You would expect Spurs to. So now then you hold your end of the contract up when when you're not injured. So if he's not injured, he should be coming to training. Because if you got injured in the Euros, you would still expect us to pay for you. So don't sit there and say that we now owe you something because you want to leave and we're not lowering our price. I'm sorry.
Look at her in the top corner, nodding her head still.
Jack Grealish went to Villa for Jack Grealish from Villa went to obviously City for 100 million. Yeah, for me, he's not worth 100 million. He's worth that much to Villa though. Now, if we're valuing him at a certain price, that's because he's that valuable to Tottenham. Don't sit there and expect us to lower your fee when you signed a contract with no release clause and no Champions League, assurances or anything. That is your problem now. You need to deal with that. And what I'm saying is, it's like, if you want him, pay for him, innit? We're not gonna lower our fee to a mad extent. I think it will lower a bit, generally. But I just get so annoyed when people say, "Oh, he's doing the right thing, so he can go, blah blah blah." No, he's not doing the right thing. Because at the end of the day, when you had 4 failed loans and you were nearly shunned out of professional football, what's the only club that stood by you? It's Tottenham.
Let's go, Eleanor.
So now, don't sit there and say, "I owe you." I'm sorry, it's not my fault you turned good. It's not my fault you turned into a good player. You still are I don't care about you. I care about Tottenham. I don't care about your career. I care about Tottenham. So at the end of the day, I just think it's ridiculous. And people saying to me, "Oh, he deserves this." He doesn't deserve nothing from us. At the end of the day, you signed the contract. So, that's your problem. Your camp is stupid. His camp is stupid for signing a 6-year deal with no release clause or anything. Whose fault is it? It's your agent. Don't sit there and complain.
Hey, that's facts. Hey,
Can
that's
I go
true.
next?
Yeah. Let me just get to I know you got a answer for this because you don't like Harry Kane either, and now Eleanor doesn't. So we're gonna get to that. But yeah, let me read the super chat, and then we're gonna get to that. Drizzy says, Eleanor, will you ever forgive Kane for ditching training just to force the transfer? And why was that pagan Gary Neville afraid to criticize Kane? Are we gonna get into that? Gary Neville gonna get it in it. He is the United representative. Gary Neville, Carragher, Souness, Sky, everybody, all the mainstream outlets, you all gonna get it. Go on, Eleanor.
He went and did an interview before the season when your club is still fighting for a European place. You went and did an interview saying you want to play with De Bruyne. So that is, to me, I'm from then on, I was a bit I'm not having it. But I will not. I'll be honest with you. I do not want to see him play for us again. I do not care. I do not care about, how good he is or whatever right now. You don't want to play for my club. I'm not going to beg you. I'm a Spurs fan. I feel like neutrals need to remember I'm a Spurs fan, not a neutral fan's going to look at this rationally. I'm going to look at it as what he's doing to my club. And at the end of the day, don't act like you haven't dropped a stinker in every final that you've played. Don't act like you can say, "Oh, well, you're not going to win anything. I'm not going to win anything here, so I have to leave." It's not the same time as when Bale and it's not the same time as when Bale and Modric were here. When Bale and Modric were here, they were not winning anything at Tottenham because we weren't getting anywhere near finals. So when they said I have to leave to win, it was a fact. Harry Kane, did you play a final last season? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, you did. So don't make out you have to leave to win when we literally were in a final. Say
he was injured.
I want an easier chance to win. I want to play the better team. Don't lie and say you have to move because you don't. You could have been a champion of Europe. You could have been a title winner. You could have been a League Cup winner last season. Just not having it. So there's
he's already a winner in my eyes.
I feel for Harry Kane. I feel like he just got told off in it. It's kind of.
I think he's already a winner in my eyes.
You know what? Bring Harry Kane on here. Do you know what I mean? Bring him on the stream.
Bring Harry Kane and Mourinho. Gosh.
Yeah.
Properly told him off. But yes, Jay, yes. I did say Jansen. Yeah, that's what I'll call him in it. When you ask Jan a question and you're just going, you're gonna get an answer, but you're gonna get everything in and around it. That's why she don't answer questions. She gives me answers. And Timo, man, yes, I'm blessed, man. Large up you.
I like that Jansen.
To that, I just want to add. I think Jan will probably touch on. Let's just say that was Uria. Uria has tried to leave the club for the last 3 seasons. And let's say Uria did this the reaction will be 10 times different.
That's
So I do not want to hear excuses when I know how top yids would react if this happened. Like, I know how we would react as a fan base if it was anyone else. So I'm treating him the exact same way as I treat any other player that doesn't want to show up to training. So don't sit there and say, oh, but he deserved this. No, because if this was Uriah, which also, by the way, was one of our best players last season overall, as in when he with all the changes and stuff, like it's just a joke. So yeah, I think any player should be treated the same. But I'm sure Jan will touch on that.
Yeah, my thing is, like I said that I don't feel sorry for Kane because the thing is he signed a 6-year deal, right, at a club who at the time, yes, they did get to a Champions League final, but they weren't winning trophies at that time. He signed a 6-year deal and now he's saying, I need to leave to win trophies. So it's not like he signed for Liverpool, when you won the league, just after you won the league, and then Liverpool go trophyless for a few years and he says, well, actually, I signed to win trophies. Like, that's not what he's done. He signed a contract at Spurs knowing what Spurs, have done in the past. Exactly. He has, like Eleanor said, he's had his opportunities in finals. Yes, you can say he's not fully fit and stuff like that, but that doesn't matter when they're criticising other players in finals. Do you know what I mean? It's when it's Kane, there's a million excuses. If that's another player, I remember you, Ryan, being on the stream telling me that De Bruyne dropped a stinker in the Euros. I told you he was playing with torn ligaments, and you said, well, it serves him right. He shouldn't have played.
No.
Oh, well, he's injured.
Okay. Yeah, Jan, you've got him here. I want to see his response to this. Go on then, land. What's the difference?
I never said that about KDB. I said that if it was anyone else, they wouldn't have got away with it. But because it's KDB, he's not getting criticism.
But he got away with it him for that.
No. All I saw on Twitter was like, oh.
Me and you both, though. But we know what it's like, though. He's not going to get it because, and this is no disrespect, because he plays for Manchester City. So he's not going to get
the thing is,
he did get criticized because me and you criticized him.
People seem to love him. It's because people
do like
the thing is with De Bruyne is even if you did give De Bruyne a blag, the only reason why he would be getting that blag is up until he got injured. He was very good in the Euros. He had a good Euro.
Nah, he wasn't that good though. He wasn't as good as what you make out. He had one decent game.
No, he didn't have one.
He had one very good half.
I've been back 5 minutes and Jan and Ryan are going about De Bruyne.
So
he had one very good half in the game.
No,
very good. I'll be honest.
Very good half, which won them the game.
Yeah, I admit, but it wasn't like he was anything amazing in those other.
Harry Kane single-handedly win England in that entire Euro.
Ukraine.
You said last week.
He single-handedly win any game. Sterling set it up.
Nah, Kane showed up in the knockouts. You can't deny Kane showed up in the knockouts.
Not to go off topic, go back on point. What Jan is saying is spot on in terms of that playing injured thing is not an excuse. If you play injured, in a big game, you've deemed yourself fit. Are you fully to blame? No, but you're to blame. Yes, your manager too.
But you've also got to look at the finals Kane's played in, though. When he played in the Champions League final, let's be honest, who was favourites for that game? Liverpool. You look at the game last season in the Carabao Cup final, City were always going to beat Spurs in that game.
Yeah, but you can turn up and lose.
How can you turn up when you're not getting any of the ball? You can't turn up if you're Harry Kane and you're not getting the ball.
No, here's the thing is, though. It's not just that. If it was just that one final, Ryan, I'd agree with you. He's played in multiple finals now. He's played in multiple semi-finals. Ellen will know better than us. He's played in multiple.
Never been clutch.
And that's it.
Came up clutch in the England semi-final.
I'm saying impact. I'm talking clubs. Yeah,
did you see the pass he played for the first goal as well?
And that was impressive.
That cut open the defense.
No. Here's the thing is that's the only one.
He's got a super team around him. When are you doing it? When you haven't got a super team around you, full on.
I understand what people are
saying.
Yeah,
but let's be honest. You look at the Carabao Cup final. If you're not getting Harry Kane the ball, what is he going to do?
Yeah, but Lucas Moura, he played well.
What game did he play well?
He did play well in that game. Moura was in the first half.
What game?
Like in the final against City.
No Tottenham player was good in that final. No Tottenham player was good in that final. City dominated him.
Go on, let Eleanor go.
I just want to reply to this comment about Jose because it's really bugging me, and then you lot can go back to KDB.
I know how much you love Mourinho. It's cool. Go on, get it off your chest.
It was Ahmed saying, to play devil's advocate, Kane did expect to win shit with Jose when he signed the contract. He signed the contract in 2018 when Poch was our manager, firstly. Secondly, he had a gentleman's agreement from last season when Jose was our manager that was his last season. So Jose has no reason as to why he wants to leave. He still wanted to leave when Jose was our manager. That's just so we have all cleared that up. So Cyril Winner viewers and Twitter can't come for me. Enjoy that. There are two facts there.
But wow, why don't I switch?
Go back to De Bruyne or whatever.
You're messing with Winter Surfer's OCD.
Winter Surfer, because I got introduced onto the show, that's why. Don't worry about it. Elijah, my guy, Winter Surfer as well, though, man. Good to see you on here, my guy. Go on, Jan. Carry on, say what you're saying. What did I say about Jansen's people? You know what I'm saying? A question on Harry Kane turning into the Euros. Go on, finish. I want to hear your.
Just my issue is like there's always excuses for certain players, and obviously we're going to touch on the whole Gary Neville thing. If someone else did it, how people might have reacted to it and stuff like that. But you know, I think it's never really looked that nicely when a player skips training. I know there's been a few that have done it in the past to try and get a move. I think Van Dijk did it when he wanted to move and he didn't turn up. There's been a few. There's been quite a few that haven't turned up.
Sorry, that made me laugh. That's why that's what it is.
But yeah, like it's things like that. Do you know what I mean? I think for me, it's just the excuses. Like we're putting it nicely, right? We're supposed to feel sorry for someone that signed a 6-year deal, knowing that trophies weren't guaranteed. I don't care whether they got to a Champions League final. It was never guaranteed that he was going to win trophies at Tottenham. Yes, things might have looked up at the time. But like Eleanor says, he could have put something in his contract which says, I'm signing the 6-year deal. However, if we don't get European football, I want to be able to put a transfer request in. He could have negotiated some sort of terms so he didn't end up in this situation. I think what happened is I think he signed that contract wanting to stay at Spurs for life because it is a lifetime contract. Because by the end of that 6-year contract, he would have just done 1-year extensions till he retires. That's what happens at that sort of age, right?
Just say something?
So no, wait. So
you can go after.
He signed that contract. I think he signed it to stay at Tottenham for life. I think he did that. I think as he's got older, he started to think, if I don't win something now, I'm not going to win anything. And I think he's had a change of heart. I don't think he genuinely signed that contract thinking I'm going to leave. That's why he's not put any of these clauses in. But he's realised now, I need a trophy. And that's why he's forcing this move. But I don't feel sorry for Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Because when he signed that contract, he was signing for that. It's like when Phil Foden signed his new contract, the newspapers were saying he signed a deal to sit on Man City's bench for the next 4 years or whatever it was, right? And a lot of people were slating him, saying he should have gone out on loan. Why would he stay at City? He's never going to play. And he actually started playing more and more, and now he's one of the regular first teamers, right? But if he didn't get into the first team properly and he was on the bench, people would have said it serves him right. He should have gone on loan. People aren't going to say, oh, I feel sorry for Foden because, you know, he signed a contract and he doesn't play. They would have said, you're at Man City. You knew you weren't going to be one of the first names on the team sheet. It's on you. So I don't feel sorry for Kane. Yes, if he wants to leave, you know, he'll probably get his wish, to be honest. He'll probably just put him in the reserve. But I don't feel sorry for him because he signed that contract. No one forced him to sign that contract. Yeah. So, you know, it's just one of them things.
Well, this is perfect. Well done, Jan. Absolutely smashed it.
And hey, I gotta introduce this guy because I'm unsure why he's turned up on a football show, but he's family in it. So I'm guessing by the title.
I told him.
He don't like this guy either, innit? So welcome my brother Lindrix to the show and that. What you saying, fam? You good?
Wagwan, people.
I'm just
Harry Kane, innit? Yeah.
No, I'm just surprised to see you, fam, innit?
No, we're not having this. We've argued enough on Fridays. We don't need to argue on this as well.
I'm surprised.
No, Jan messaged me, innit? And obviously, Jan messaged me. She was like, "Oh, Lindrick, I miss you so much. I really need you to come on this stream." So I was like,
look at Ryan getting jealous.
So I know, Ryan. I'm sorry. I know that's your gal, innit? So I'm sorry. A lot's been going on today. A lot's been going on today. First of all, we'll talk about Harry Kane. So I had to come in and say something because
why?
Yeah.
Why?
I was very shocked. That's why, innit? This is the first time you've ever.
I saw your face, innit? I was like, I just don't rate this guy, innit? Like,
neither do I. He could go in the reserves.
You don't rate the best striker in the world.
He is quality. Like, that's one thing that I'm not gonna do. I won't let my. Actually, I don't have no emotions towards him, but I won't let the fact I don't like how he's moving affect and take away from his quality. His quality is still there to be
said. I've never said that he's not a good player, by the way.
No, his biggest skill set, is getting penalties, isn't it? Like, that's his biggest skill set.
We ain't doing that, fam. He's a quality
his
baller.
biggest skill set is falling over in the box at the right time and getting doing that, fam.
He's quality. He's quality.
We ain't doing that. He's still a quality. Like, go look at his games for Spurs. Go look at his numbers he put up for Spurs. He's still.
Can I just say, cheers for the hat tricks against West Brom and Hull, but
he said in shots.
Eleanor, I love you, innit? But don't shoot shots at me, innit? Like,
no, she's taking shots at Kane.
Shots at Kane. I said thanks for the hat trick with West and Hull, but it's time to go.
Yeah,
because he's done it. He's never done it in the.
He's not worth 150 million.
Depends who you're talking
to. No, he is. This is what I'm saying. I understand that he's not worth for other clubs, but to Spurs, he's that valuable.
I think 3 years ago he would have been worth that.
We want. If we want to deem him 200 mil, we could deem him 200 mil. We have the power to do that. This is the problem. When you sign that long of a contract with no clauses, that's the problem.
I mean, the thing is, look, if it's beneficial to Spurs because they'll gain 150 mil. Okay, that's beneficial, but he's not worth that amount of money to any other club in the Premiership.
But if they want him,
personally, he can't. He doesn't go to a City and shine at City the way he does at Spurs. As far as I'm concerned,
I agree.
Nah, he shines more at City. He'll score more goals.
Okay.
As a single player.
Big fish in a small pond.
I don't think there was a player. I don't think there is a player in the Premier League who is worth 150 million to another club. One thing I will say is that he is he's one of the players who is close to it. If he goes to Chelsea, he's worth 100 million. To Chelsea, he's worth 120 million to me. I think he's the perfect fit for what Chelsea are trying to do.
Yeah, he's perfect for Chelsea.
Let's not give them ideas, Paulus. I can accept City, but I won't accept Chelsea.
I know you won't accept Chelsea.
Do you think he's not perfect for City?
I'm not having him in Chelsea.
No. And let me explain why to you, Ryan, because I've explained this before and why I think Kane is a better fit for Chelsea and where they're trying to go. And the difference in where City are trying to go. Chelsea are trying to win the Premier League. Like, that's without question. They've just won the Champions League. Kane guarantees you goals, assists, and performances in the Premier League, hands down. Look at the team he's in at Spurs, no disrespect. In that Chelsea team, he will score goals, and he could be, and it's highly likely if he went there, which went. But let's say hypothetically he goes there, he's the player to take them over the top. To me, if they could get Kane, they're not looking at Lukaku. But that's a whole nother conversation that we'll get into. Whereas Manchester City are trying to go over the top in the Champions League. They're not trying to go over the top in the Premier League. Do I believe Kane is the player to take Manchester City over the top in the Champions League? No. I could be wrong on that.
He's not.
I could be wrong on that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where Jan is coming. I know you do. I'm not saying you're wrong on that. I'm just saying I disagree on it. You know what I'm saying? And I understand where Jan comes from and why she doesn't want Kane at Manchester City is because they're aiming for different things. But at Chelsea, I think he's the player to take them over the top. They're trying to win the Premier League.
You know what? It's not even like I don't want, because obviously if it's a choice between not having a striker and having Kane, then I'd rather have Kane.
Yeah, you're gonna pick Kane,
the striker. My thing was like I would rather have Haaland
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Kane.
Yeah.
That was
it makes sense. It makes sense.
But my thing is, my argument for Kane is, if Kane is so great, yeah, and he's a team changing player, yeah, as Ryan decided to say, like, oh, he's the best striker in the world.
Go on,
bro.
He's not the best striker in the world, but he's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation. He's top three. He's top three without doubt.
Well, if he's top three, let him go to Arsenal and see if he can help them score some goals and win the league.
He would. The thing is, he would help. He would score a
no one wins the league at Arsenal now.
But he wouldn't win the league, and obviously Spurs Arsenal would never happen.
Yeah, but he's also not clutch. He's not clutch. He's not a clutch player. So at City, they will put enough chances in their finals for him to score 3. For example, let's say they win a final 3-2, and Kane gets the hat because they've created 25 chances a game. He won't score if you create like 4 chances in a final because he chokes.
But then Lukaku isn't clutch, and people are busy bigging him up at the moment.
Well, you know Lukaku gets bigged up. I seen a tweet about it. Lukaku gets bigged up.
Lukaku's shit anyway.
No. Lukaku gets bigged up. Lukaku's a good striker, but because there's a lack of quality strikers, and you can argue, because you can argue he's top 5 in Europe right now. I say it all the time. Just because he's top 5 doesn't make him. He's
not top 5. He's not top 5 in Europe.
Can I ask a question?
He's not top 5 in Europe.
No. What I'm saying is, say for instance he's top 8.
30 million on 2 players. Yeah. That's insane.
So say he's top. So let's say for instance he's top 8, but just because the quality is low in it, that's all it is with Lukaku. He's in that bracket, yes, but he's nowhere near a Kane or 11. We've had this debate.
Nah, he's nowhere near them.
Yeah,
but people, I saw a tweet today saying he was, and I'm like, what?
Say that again.
Like Lukaku, shit, man. Kane turns up more than Lukaku in big games.
Kane's miles better than Lukaku.
Lukaku don't turn up in big games.
Can I just tell you? Please name me the big games. I'm just.
All I'm saying is that when I've seen Kane at Anfield, when I've seen Kane come, I've seen Kane do hell of a lot more at Anfield than Lukaku has when he's come.
Have you seen our goal scorers at Anfield?
No, but Kane's done more at Anfield than Lukaku. Lukaku's done shit when he comes to Anfield.
But maybe in a final that wouldn't happen. I feel like Lukaku will be more clutch in a final than Kane.
You think? Nah, Lukaku bottled a quarter final against Italy by missing a 2-yard open goal.
Every single one. You've got no leg to stand on. Kane's bottled
Lukaku does as well. Lukaku bottles finals as well.
One thing I say about Kane though, he does have a good record against Arsenal, innit?
Yeah, but Arsenal are not a big.
Yeah, that's Arsenal. To be fair,
but it's still the reason why it counts. And again, I am not on the Ryan side of things. If he had a bad record against Arsenal, we'd be talking about it. If he was one,
but he has a bad record against every other big 6 club.
Yeah, you'll know better than me. Still, I know against City it's not good, but no, against Arsenal, that's where I will give him credit.
Arsenal is brilliant. I have to be honest.
That means you have it there then, because again. If you had a bad record against
6 years,
6 years, that's bad.
It was.
If you had a bad,
this is facts. This is absolute.
Chelsea as well. He scored in the 2-2, but overall he doesn't score against Chelsea.
He doesn't score against Chelsea.
Our biggest game players are actually Lucas and Dele, and which is shocking because Dele's shocking, and Son. Yeah,
Son didn't turn up that much.
Generally. It's all Dele tends to turn up, which is mad because he's been crap for 2 years. So that shows how bad we've been. Lucas as well, and yes, Son's our talisman. Son is the guy right now. But let's be honest, Son is trying to give back to these fans that he's let down in all these other finals by signing another contract and saying, "Listen, he could go anywhere." I think Son can go to many clubs. Son ain't a player that can't go to clubs. So he's chosen to stay at Tottenham to give back to these fans. Harry Kane's supposed to be one of our own, and he's gone on strike. No, I never want to see you play for us again. You will never hear me say one of my own again, even if he plays for us next season, all season. Yeah. I will never say that about him again, ever.
Oh, and that's a fair point, and that's where I was going to get to. It is off the field, but the reason why I know Lindrix don't like him anyway, so I was like, all right, one thing we're not going to do is let the off the field antics sway what he's done on the pitch. Like,
can I just say about
record issue? Yes, his big game record is an issue. But one thing I will say in the plus column for him is as a Spurs player, he does very well against Arsenal. Because if he did bad against Arsenal, that would be used against him. Hey, one step before you go. Hey, you lot, we go over 6, nearly 70 people locked in. Get the likes up, man. Likes are way too low on that. Let's get the numbers up. Run the numbers up, people.
What I mean by bottling finals, sorry, someone just asked me a question which I feel like I need to explain. What I mean by bottling finals is basically kind of what we spoke about on the last stream. You can still play well and lose the game. I'm not saying we have to win the game for him not to bottle a final. He chokes up every time. He's not played a good final for me to say, you know what? It wasn't KANE today. KANE's always part of the problem, not the whole problem, but he's also a problem within that team. We never have like a player to be like, yeah, KANE played well, but the team didn't create enough for him. That's his fault. Yeah, that's also a factor, but he's also shocking. So yeah, that's what I mean by bottling finals. I don't expect to win every final, but I expect to say I can be proud of KANE today. I haven't had that in any final that he's played.
Yeah,
I just
my dad Peter in the building as well.
Big up, Peter.
Larger Peter, what are you telling me, Peter? You good?
I'm good, bro. All good. I heard Harry Kane slander, and I'm ready.
You're ready.
That was me.
Let me.
I'm contradicting myself. Apparently, he's worth.
Let me give my honest opinion on this.
Long contract.
Let me give my honest opinion real quick.
Yeah, go for
Harry Kane worth the money? 150 mil is a lot, but City need a striker, or they're perceived to need a striker. And you're dealing with Daniel Levy, so like you're not going to get a discount. It is what it is. Like, exactly. I don't know. It is what it is. KANE shouldn't have signed a 6-year contract at 26 years old, but whatever. Like, no one's holding him hostage. He's on vacation. He gets paid handsomely. No one's holding a gun to the back of his head and saying, no, you can't go to work. Like, it's not that serious. But no, I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do to try and force a move. I feel bad for Spurs, to be honest. It seems like it's putting the players in an awkward situation because there's no guarantee that City give them the money. And it's not like he's going anywhere else.
To be fair, though, about KANE, though, it's like, if you're saying he's not worth like 100 mil, Lukaku's being worth about 100 mil at the moment. 10 times the player that Romelu Lukaku is.
I think we overpaid for Lukaku.
You could argue by that logic, he is probably worth. Huh? Sorry, bro.
I mean, yeah, but Ryan, when you deal with fees that high, you're bidding against yourself. If he doesn't go to City, he's not going anywhere. And that's going to be a really awkward situation at training every day.
Yeah, City's the only option, I admit that.
Yeah, like it just gets to be tough. It's tough.
Son's my talisman, not him.
Son's in my FPL for sure.
I don't want to see KANE.
I like Son, but he's a weird one. He goes through like purple patches and stuff. I like Son as well. I'm a fan of him, but like
he does. But I'm rating loyalty over that.
Loyalty over money, man. LOM and that.
Ryan, I heard you say Lukaku.
You know what?
Ryan, I heard you say Lukaku was crap. What's going on, brother?
Lukaku is shit. I've never rated Lukaku.
Bro, he's scored 1 and 2 for 11 years.
Never.
You don't have.
I've never. As a footballer, I can't rate Lukaku.
Again, you're talking to
massive
Ryan
flaws in his game.
You know who you're talking to.
Ryan, I hear you. Like, it doesn't look pretty, but 1 and 2 over the period of 11 years is amazing.
That's why
I don't think you can win a Premier League with Lukaku up front as your main striker.
I say it's a mix.
I don't think you can.
Again, no. In a 2, yes. In a 1, absolutely not. I agree with you. If you're playing him in a 1, as in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, will you win the Premier League with Lukaku?
No
absolutely
chance,
not. If you're playing a back 3 and he's playing in a 2 up top, or like he was for Inter in the past season in Serie A, cool. Because that's when you get the best out of him, because you have another striker to do the stuff that he's not good at. He's a goal scorer. Let's not take that away from him. Lukaku bags goals. Like, that's without, like, if refusing that, you're just lying to yourself if you say that's not the case. But
which is exactly what we need.
Yeah, it depends on what you want. And in the formation Chelsea play, it makes sense. If they are going to stick with that back 3, which it seems that Tuchel is probably going to stick. But the moment if they do decide to go to a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 and they have him, it's a wrap.
It wouldn't be a lone striker kind of thing, though. Tuchel's tinkered with a 4-2-4. Like, we know it's not going to be
with another striker with him. That's my point. Even all I'm saying is not even on the isolation thing. I'm saying if you take to the pitch and it's a 4-3-3, for instance, and it's 1-10 and 2 wide players and him as a 9, trust me. Just watch. Just wait, because you'll see all of his deficiencies.
It's you play Lukaku as a lone striker, you might as well give up in it.
You can't hold the ball up. Now, as a 2,
you know what's annoying me as well?
if it's a
it's when people are saying at the moment that
go on, Ryan. Go.
It's when people are saying that Lukaku's link-up playing stuff has really improved in Italy. Bro, he's in Italy. You know how slow that league is. When he comes back to the Prem, he won't get that time on the ball that he got in Italy. Therefore, you know, when he gets the ball, people are going to be pressuring him on his first touch so more. Like, I don't think his hold-up play has improved in terms of that because it's easier in Italy. He'll get exposed in England, I reckon, again, like he did last time.
A lot of people said that without watching him. That was the crazy part. Like, people were like, "Oh, his link-up plays improved so much," and I watched him in the Euros, and I'm like, "It's exactly the same."
I watched him in the Euros. It hasn't.
We did a watch along.
We did a watch along. It hadn't.
Yo, Ryan, you was on that watch along. He was doing a watch along, and we was counting how many times the ball went up to him and how many times he lost it, and he lost it 10 out of 12. I lost count.
Yeah,
that's how bad he was.
This is Lukaku. It's what he's always done.
I lost count. I was like, what is it? 10 for 12, 6 for 8, 7 from 10. Like, I legit was asking the chat. Someone in the chat won't remember what game it was. I think it was, they weren't even playing no one decent. It was like a Russia or something like that. But it's kind of like, yeah, I get your point. Well, yeah, back to the Harry Kane thing. Anyway, obviously, we gone off topic. Like, that's not the way to me, that's not the way to go about things. Yes, you want your move. I understand that. Why is this gentleman's agreement not stronger? And Eleanor already touched on it. Jan touched on it as well. And it's in the contract. Like,
can I touch on it?
You shouldn't be relying on it. Go on, you go on, and I'm gonna go after you. Yeah, go on. Give us your thoughts.
Is that
him specifically
with Harry Kane? I can't
be training.
What I will say about Kane is I'm not defending him over the way he's handling it at the moment. The way he's handled it is pretty shit, to be fair. Like, you don't turn up to training. You are a professional. But also, if you're saying that you had a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy, you're just an idiot, innit? You don't make if you don't have it right, you don't make a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy, bro. That's the worst person you can do it with.
Keep it clean.
No, come on, you can't do a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy.
I'm just saying, make sure you keep it clean because someone on TalkSport went too far about Daniel Levy in it. So I'm just saying, yeah, keep it clean in it, but carry on.
I haven't heard that still.
They got
come on,
we ain't trying to get
if you're telling me you did a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy and you didn't get it in writing.
Nah, because the thing is with a gentleman's, yeah, you got a point still. But I suppose that's where
it's not legally upheld.
It's not legally upheld, but it's there. It's knowing him for so long.
At least get it in writing.
Being there for so long,
yeah, but the thing is, regardless of having a gentleman's agreement, there's a level of professionalism within your job anyway.
Yeah,
that you should uphold. Even if you want to move, cool. Then show the team that you're moving to that you won't throw a hissy fit and be a tit about it when things don't go your way, and you'll still show up to training.
Listen, as I said, if you got injured, that's why I said if he got injured in the Euros, he would still expect Tottenham to pay his weekly wage and uphold their part of the contract.
Exactly.
So because Daniel Levy is messing you over and not letting you leave, doesn't mean you disrespect your part of the contract now as well, because you would expect him to pay you, so you come to training so you can earn that money that you would expect to pay if you were injured.
This comes too. And do I believe Levy's in the wrong note? Like, again, Jan and Eleanor both touched on it in terms of the contract. Like, you should have dealt with this. How come I can see what's on the horizon years ago when you signed that deal? Everyone on this panel and everybody in the whole footballing world could see what was on the horizon.
In shock.
All you had to do, signing the deal's cool. All you had to do was put in some form of clause that goes, if I don't get this, I can leave for 70 million, 80 million, 90 million, X amount. Or I can put in a transfer request and you must accept it. Like, there's so many ways you could have went about this. And yes, it's easy to say now, but we have to hold these players accountable for doing the business. Like is Haaland's release clause now, or has he got one that kicks in next season?
Yeah, it's next year he can go for
next year it's like proper low, low next year.
So you got a kid who's like 10 years, almost 10 years younger, and he at Dortmund has managed to put in a clause in his contract that if he doesn't leave this season, we'll kick in next season for whatever reason, and then get him and move away. You knew this was on the horizon. Yes, you might have got sucked in by Poch, but you still have to be smarter and cleverer than that, because even under Poch, you still didn't win anything. So it's kind of like you should have got to the moment and simple clause in the contract. My connection went, but yeah, a simple clause in the contract would have easily sorted this out. Now on to the actual training things and things like that. Yes, you have to do what you have to do to get a move away, but there's a way to go about it. Do I believe it's the way to go about it? No, but when it comes to these things, we've seen players do this before, and we'll see players do this again. It's all about getting moves away. So whether it's not turning up to training, whether it's kicking up a fuss, whether it's saying things to the media, like I watched Cristiano Ronaldo, who's one of my favorite United players of all time, say madnesses. They treat us like slaves, all types of shit. Players will do whatever they've got to do because football is crazy. Football is not loyal. Like people preach about loyalty in football, and there's no loyalty in either way. Like I say, Kane is Spurs' prized asset. Let Kane fall off for the next 2 seasons, they'll get rid of him. If Kane falls off the next 2 seasons, terrible. They'll keep it moving.
Kane's not falling off. Kane's not falling off.
No, I'm not saying he will. I'm saying if it happens, though. Football's not loyal. It's what have you done for me lately, sport. It's all about what have you done for me lately. You can have a player who's firing for 5 years at the top of his game. Let him have 2 or 3 bad years and it's a wrap. You know who's a prime example of that? David De Gea. David De Gea at United is a prime example of that. I want him gone because he's not
David
been good
is a good one.
I want Dele Alli gone. And he was a youngster flying at his game, and now I want him gone. So, like, you can. I do get that. But what I'm saying is, if you have, there's 2 parts of a contract now. We can't just not pay Dele Alli because he's not been good. Okay, bonuses and stuff, but we can't. And he has to show up to training. You can't just not show up to training because you want to go. Well, just like we can't just refuse to pay you if you were injured. It works both ways. Like that is just it's your camp when you have your brother in charge of your contracts and it's all in the family and you're all Spurs fans and it's all happy and go lucky and whatever. Then that's what happens when you're not doing things properly. You don't understand. As Spurs fans, we were happy when we found out there was no clauses in his contract.
Yeah.
You don't understand how happy that makes Spurs fans because we know if he has to go, he has to go for top dollar or he's not going anywhere. So at this point, it's like we don't have a legal thing to lower his price. So, you know, if you want him, pay for him. But I don't see City paying 130 mil. So that's 230 mil for example, 2 players.
Have they made an actual official bid?
Yeah.
They've made an official bid.
And it was rejected.
Can we have 100?
They made one weeks ago.
100 mil.
100 mil and Laporte, I'll take it.
I mean, my thing is, all that makes sense.
I know. I commented on your tweet. I know.
What, LaFraud? That's what I call him. Man like LaFraud.
Stop saying it.
That's a fan. You know what? I think I ain't gonna lie. I think that's a better deal for Spurs than it is City.
It is.
That's a better deal.
Any deal. Look, any deal.
I'm talking about the Laporte side of it.
But any deal Spurs get for Kane is a better deal for Spurs than it is for any other club.
I think.
Yeah.
It is because
it depends on what.
Oh, you guys disrespect Kane so much.
It's not about disrespecting. It's not about disrespecting Kane, but you have to remember, Kane's 28. Kane's 28. He's injury prone, and he's got what?
That's true.
Another 3 years left. If that, with of proper legs.
No. Here's the thing with that though, Lindry. It depends on. So let's say he goes for 110 mil to whatever club. It depends what value you put on Kane coming to your club. So if Kane goes somewhere and they win 2 league titles and a Champions League, for example, in 5 years, that's money to me. If that's my club, that's money well spent.
That's money.
If you want that kind of money, if you want that kind of money, then go to play for LA Galaxy, innit? Go do a Beckham and a Rooney and go to LA Galaxy, innit?
For example,
and get, because you ain't got the legs for Premier League anymore anyway. You don't. Most of your goals you score on the goal line, bro, and they're robberies. That's someone else's goal.
We ain't doing that.
No. If you want me to start putting up goals,
this is so much Kane disrespect.
Kane's a quality striker.
Kane doesn't only score, got the passing range of a midfielder.
Listen, you know me, I'm always gonna come in.
Yeah, you trolling. You trolling. Go on, Eleanor. You trolling.
What I was gonna say to Chelsea, for example, he could win them the title, right? Because they just need a target man. So 150 mil to them. If we would accept the bid, I don't think we would accept the bid. But I don't think we'd accept the bid from Chelsea. But yeah, in general, I think that yeah, to them that's worth it. For Chelsea, if they're going to win the title, 150 million, I think that's worth it. But to City, you can go get Haaland, or wait, get someone for a year, or get play a false nine for a year, and then get Haaland next season, for example. That's, to me, that's more worth it. So I don't know. Yeah. Would I accept Bruno and 100 million for Kane? I would accept anything that gives me 100 million and a player for Kane right now. Yes, because I want him out my club. So yes.
Yeah, we don't want him. No, I'm good.
I want him out. So.
Yeah, we don't need him.
I would take.
Oh, Drizzy does love for the super chat as well, man. Thank you, Drizzy does. Yeah, go on.
I would take Cristiano Ronaldo on his last legs for 1 year, then Harry Kane for free.
Like this guy and his Kane hate,
I still feel like I should defend him, but I don't want to. My nature.
I got this. This is not what we're doing. Kane is still a top quality striker and one of the best.
Where was the proof of that? Where was the proof of that in the Euros?
People acting like Kane was shit.
No. Here's the thing:
where was the proof of it in the Euros?
No. He was.
He turned up in the knockout.
Wait,
hold up.
Did he look like?
Ryan, chill. I'm with you, Ryan.
We love that.
You drilling holes in our boat. Relax. You get what I'm saying? And with that whole thing in it, I'm on your side here.
He turned up in the knockouts, so he did. He turned up in the knockouts.
Why are you drilling holes in the boat?
Runners up.
You want the most drown? I can't swim. You want the most drown? I can't swim. I can't swim, fam. And you drilling holes in the boat. You drilling holes in the boat, Ryan, innit? And I'm on your side here. Why do you want us to drown in that? I can't swim. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's wrong with you? He wasn't good in the, but that's a whole other conversation. Maybe get into that. My point is, I agree with you, Lindrix. He wasn't good in the Euros. That doesn't take away from his Premier League season.
Yeah, before that, did he showcase himself as a £150 million striker in the Euros? Right. No. So I thought football was about you're only as good as your last performance, innit?
Nah, that's not the case. No, because international and club football is different. So no, it's not the same.
Kane was probably player of the season last
season. Hold up, let me land. No, it's different. Grealish didn't look like $100 million player in the Euros either. Grealish didn't look like $100 million player.
He didn't get off the bench because the man you have in charge.
When he played 20 minutes a game. No. When he played though, he didn't look like $100 million player. Now,
he made more of an impact on the team than Kane did.
Did he answer the question? Did he look like an $100 million player?
Here's what I will say.
No, that's a no then.
No. Let me answer.
No, go on. Because it's a yes or no question.
Let me answer.
He didn't.
Let me answer.
Of course it is. Go on.
For the 20 minutes per game that he actually got to play, he made a bigger impact on the team and the way that they played than Harry Kane did in his full 90-minute game.
I'm not comparing the two of them.
Not scoring.
I'm not comparing the two of them. So that's why that's an irrelevant.
Then if you're not comparing the two, how are you expecting to make that point then? Because you can't make a point on a man being $100 million player for 20 minutes of a game.
My point is,
watching a guy for 90 minutes.
My point is, you're using the Euros as a barometer in that. You don't use, nobody else uses the Euros as a barometer. Club football. No. Club football. You're using it. You're using it internet. No. You're using it internet. That's not his level of play in general because he doesn't play for England all the time. Go look at his numbers in the Premier League and he washes everybody. Go look at his numbers. His numbers in the eye test don't lie.
Kane was the best player in the league last season.
This is why he was the highest goal scorer and the highest assist. So if you're only as good as your recent season, he washed everybody.
Kane should have been decent, to be fair.
Kane's still a top quality baller just because he had Ruben.
He's a bum. Let's be honest.
Ruben Diaz had a poor Euros. Ruben Diaz is still a quality centre back.
Ruben Diaz was shit in the Euros.
The whole thing for me is, right, because Harry Kane is that good, that's why his Euros was so disappointing. And this is what I was arguing with Ryan about, because Ryan was saying he had a decent Euros. If he is a world-class player, that was an absolutely shocking Euros. So Kane, we know what Kane can do in the league. We know that. I know that when he joins Man City, he's going to score shitloads of goals. We're going to win the league. Like, I know this. I'm not, when I say I don't like Harry Kane, I'm not saying he's not a good player. We know he's the best striker in the league. He has been. If he stays in the league, which it looks like he is going to break the records for a lot of the highest goal scorers ever. You know what I mean? So he's going to do all of this stuff. We know that. And I'm not, when I'm saying like I don't want Kane, I'm not saying because he's not world class or because he's not this. My
yeah.
Yeah, but
One second, I'm gonna go with that. This is why, again, people know why I use that. This is my point. See, Ryan, I'm gonna land on this and I'm gonna respond to this and crush this all. But Ryan gets it. And, like, I rate Messi, but the reason why I do the Messi, the reason why I do the Messi stuff is because this is nothing to do with it. But yeah, man will still bring this up, and as great as Messi is and that. So no, like I'm saying it. So he said, but Flawless, you're saying you don't use international level as a parameter, but you're the same guy who's cooking Messi for his international record. But I still called Messi one of the GOATs. I still said he's one of the greatest times at your logic, Malachi, and what Lindrix is saying. If we use Messi's international level, he's nowhere near GOAT level. He's 1 in 5 in finals. He's 1 in 5 in finals. No. Let me just finish up on this as well. So that's why I don't use international level. You can use it to back up your argument, cool. But who do we use as a player? Any player we talk about being top quality, we use his club form first, and his international level is also second in that. And Tox mentioned it. One sec. Tox mentioned it as well. We use club form. There's nobody we use. There's no footballer we use on his international level.
If you use country form first, then Miroslav Klose is one of the best strikers of all time. If you use country form.
But that's why, because if you're talking international, you couldn't rate any English player. Because in my lifetime, England have never won fuck all, and they've been shit my whole life. So that means you can't rate Scholes, can't rate Lampard, can't rate Gerrard. Because I hear this argument all the time when people talk about midfielders, and they start saying, "Oh, well, that player's not won the World Cup." But it's like, what did your fantastic English striker? What did your fantastic English midfielder ever win? Internationally, fuck all. So
hey, let's get out
you know, but it is what it is.
I hear your point. I get your point though.
Because you know what, like, because that's what I was saying with David Silva. Not only did David Silva do it at home, he did it with Spain as well. And he wasn't one of them players that kind of came on with 10 minutes to go and scored a tap in. He was integral in that Spanish team. So he scored a lot of goals. Their second highest scorer ever, or something like that. He's got just mad numbers and stuff like that.
He was off the bench in the World Cup, but in the second Euros, he was integral. Yeah.
Can I ask
you? No, but I mean, even still, he is Spain's second top scorer or something ever.
I believe it because I haven't really had strikers like that.
Well, yeah, to my point is, so that's what it is with the international thing. Again, I use it. This is just me personally, and this is the way it's used mostly. I've not seen a player get signed off his international career in a long time. I can't remember the last player who got signed off a great tournament. It used to happen, and then because players started flopping, it don't happen. Who's been signed off
Rodriguez in 2014?
Probably the last one.
Yeah, the last like big name one for sure.
We got Boateng after the World Cup. And I was so happy. And then he just didn't. I don't know.
Where did you wait before you carry on? Where did you sign Boateng from?
Well, I just can't remember where he's at. I know we signed him after they won the World Cup, innit?
So we're talking what 2014, 2004. So we're talking all 7 years ago. That's my point. Is look at the players who had good Euros now. Yeah. One sec, you can go. I'm just trying to think. Like if you look at the Euros that just happened now, there isn't many play. Like Schick had a good Euros, no move. Who's the Swedish guy? He was Sweden's main guy. Forgot his name.
Oh, that guy, the Alexander
who scored 0 goals.
Who did that? The Swedish guy who was like their talisman.
Young guy, Isaac.
No move. There was another one as well. Yeah. No move. There's so many players who had good tournaments who we didn't know about.
Yeah,
this was back in 06. I would have got moves. Yeah, go on.
Wallace, is that not a bit of a result of just depression and like the football market in terms of like cash flow? Like you've got players who are at the peak of their price, and you've got clubs who are reeling after 18 months of COVID, so they just don't have money to shell out for these players.
I get what you're saying, but I would expect at least a lower club to try and go get one of them or make some form of offer. I get what you're saying to an extent, but I'm not even talking the top clubs. I'm talking the lower clubs to go and why not go get maybe not even a main star, but a guy who was involved in the Euros for a cheap price. Why would you not go like an Isaac, for instance? You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised nobody's gone in and made a bid for him yet. Nobody at all. Not necessarily.
Why don't an Arsenal go in for someone like that?
Like Arsenal,
he signed his 5-year deal. Did buy him permanently.
I'm not slandering.
Let me ask a question about international football.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah,
let me ask
prime example. Go on.
Let me ask a question about international football, because you lot are the experts. I'm the casual fan, innit? So I'm being real.
I'm in a vibes thing, innit? Use expert very loosely.
I like being called an expert, so yeah, I'll take it.
Especially with Ryan next to me.
Take it. So here's my thing, and correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't international football supposed to be the best players from each country coming together to create the best team for that country? Am I right or am I wrong there?
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah.
So that's the gist of it. Okay. So therefore, if you're then choosing, you're then saying that these guys are the best players in the world. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If those
country-wise,
but you're saying that they're the best players in the world because you're talking about every country is involved in that, right?
Yeah.
So you're picking the best players from from your country to be on your team. That means that you've got all the world-class players in the world all playing against each other, right? If your record isn't great in that tournament where you're actually playing the greatest football players, all the greatest football players are playing each other. If your record isn't great, then are you really one of the greatest?
It depends on what you're talking. No, it depends on what you're talking about.
Are you the greatest player in the world?
Here's the thing: is to me, Lewandowski is currently the best number 9 in the world. He's the best striker. He plays for Poland. Poland have no other world, not even world class. They have. To you, it's arguably. I don't think it's arguably. I'm saying
he scored 3. Lewandowski scored 3 goals in the Euros. I swear.
This is why I said me. But with Lewandowski, the reason why that argument there doesn't make sense for him is because he plays for. No. I'm saying for Lewandowski it doesn't, because he plays for Poland. They don't. Never mind world class ballers. They don't have another top class baller. Yeah. They don't have another baller in their entire squad that is 7 out of 10. So there's nothing. It's going to be very tough for him to deliver what he does for his club side on the international stage. We know what he does club side. When you put him around quality, Lewandowski's a baller. Like, that's undisputed. This is a guy who scored.
You know what it is?
40 goals last season.
Lewandowski, though, is he still stands out with Poland, because a lot of people were complaining about his international record ahead of the Euros, but he did well in the Euros. When I watched it, he scored, I think, 3 goals in the group stage, and then they went out because obviously they're not the best. But yeah, like, I think he did well. From what I saw of him, he did well. But like you say, he's got no one around him, and this is why when people are saying, "Oh, poor Harry Kane, he didn't get service from the England squad," Lewandowski didn't get service, you know what I mean, from the players around him. He wasn't playing Sterling.
No, I agree with you. But to be fair to Kane,
you know.
But apart from Son, who's Kane got? Spurs, and he's still balling out.
Nah, don't do that, because you still have function.
Same, though.
You're not the same.
Players in
so you still have function.
Yeah, can I repackage? Can I kind of repackage what you were saying? And Lindra, to answer your question.
Hoiberg and these guys supplying him, right?
No. Let's not do that. One second.
The point you were making regarding international football and like the overall quality, that makes sense, right? But with Western European football, that really washes, because you've got a bunch of money in the league. So you like the cream sort of rises to the top. But it's not just Western Europe playing Western Europe. You play smaller nations, and the cream of their crop is at a much lower level than the cream of another nation. So naturally, like, the best people from Poland are going to be outmatched when you run up against Germany or Italy or somebody, right?
Yeah.
That's just what happens. So, yeah, like what you're saying makes sense, but you still have like a skill gap. Kane is blessed to be English, because while England don't win anything, you still have a bunch of talent. It could be worse. He could be born in like Latvia and be screwed. Like he could be like Ryan Giggs never did anything internationally for Wales because he's Welsh. You know,
but he had the choice as well, and he chose to play for Wales.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, never mind. Forget Ryan Giggs. But a lot
of players do. A lot of players do. Like Gareth Bale had the same choice, and he chose to play for Wales.
But like, you were making
a choice. You still get a choice, isn't it?
It's still
true.
Choice.
Yeah, and you were making a good point regarding Lewandowski and service. And Ryan, one thing that I think what we're trying to say is Kane didn't make the most of the tools he had available to him. Lewandowski scored 3 goals in that group stage, and left that group stage with 1 point from 3 games for Poland. What else is he supposed to have done? Like, you know, like it's kind of like, oh, you guys I was on the team. It's one of those things. Like, KANE didn't maximize the resources available to him. And yes, I hear you. He played better than knockout round. That's true. Like, yeah, he did. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, I'll slander KANE, but I won't lie to you people. But you just can't help but walk away from the tournament feeling, on the whole, he didn't make the most of the incredible talent and resources available to him. And with Lewandowski and truly elite, like, generational players like that, that's not an excuse we have to drum up for them after an international tournament. There's a way to lose. You go down on your shield, or you just ghost the games. And yes, I like KANE too as a player, but I'm not going to sit here and say he had 7 great performances in the Euros. He didn't.
And again, that's why.
Can I just say something quick?
Yeah, go on.
Land, go on, family.
It's like Raphael G was saying, you know, KANE, if you don't supply KANE, he died. KANE is the one supplying everyone at Spurs.
I think that's harsh.
Now you got top assists. So you can't say, oh, if you don't supply KANE, he dies. KANE is supplying everyone. He's doing the supplying.
Yeah, he supplies the scores. Let's not get that way. But again, the reason why I'm so harsh on him in the Euros, and I didn't say he was great, because I know how good you can be. I've watched you in the Premier League. I know your level. You're the top goal scorer and the top assister, and you're not in the top side. You had a toxic manager who has managed my football clubs. I know what he's like, and he's defensive on top of that, and you still delivered. So therefore, if you can do that under Mourinho, then you can do that under Southgate with the attacking players you have playing under a pragmatic coach, because I've seen you be successful before under and be productive before under a pragmatic coach. Therefore, you can do that again. Like I say, when I put you in that world-class bracket, that top-class bracket, I expect more from you. My criticism is going to be harsher of you because I know how good you are.
Yeah.
Anyone like you, like all the players I'm harshest
Big up
on
Prime for that
is the
comment
players
as
I rate
well.
the most. You know what I'm saying? And that. Yeah, KANE is the supply line. Let me get
Big
to
up
this
Prime
super
comment.
chat.
That's spot on.
Apologies if we're missing comments, people. It's because I didn't expect this to go off like this, and I don't even expect it to be on this long. But here we are in it, back in at the deep end, yo. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Get the likes up because we still got over 60 of you lot watching in it. So make sure you get the likes up, share it across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel. Nippin says, question for Eleanor: is Dane Scarlett ready for your first team? Just talking to you, Eleanor.
No.
Who's Dane Scarlett?
The kid, he's not ready. He looks all right, but he's not ready.
The answer's that quick. I don't even know who is he.
He's a youngster. He's a striker. He looks quite good, but he's very young. He's just not.
You miss a week and new names pop up and that, and new people I ain't heard of. It's mad.
No, exactly. I've seen him a few times.
It's all mad. But yeah, that's obviously this Harry Kane thing will rumble on whether he stays at Spurs, whether he does move to City or he moves elsewhere. This is gonna be a hot topic. But what we gotta get into as well is because we gotta do our duties over here, because we cover everything, despite don't matter if it's pro Manchester United, anti Manchester United, same for pro anti Liverpool, City, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal. It does, like, we cover it all. And with Harry Kane, yes, you know he's the golden boy. You get me. The England well, not even first child, but yeah, he's the England golden boy in it. Like, he is the poster child, the striker, you know what I'm saying? The guy they want to take over the records, and he didn't turn up to training twice. Spurs find him, which lets you know Spurs are unhappy with him. And then everybody, which I thought was fantastic, was all up in Gary Neville's mentions, which was great to see. And I'm saying that as a Manchester United fan. It was fantastic to see. Everyone was all up in Jamie Carragher's mentions. Yeah. People was all mentioning Souness. People were talking about if this was a certain number 6 French midfielder who plays for Manchester United hadn't turned up for training, how they would have done a special MNF and they would have aired it for free on YouTube and that. Like, so you see the difference that what this is. And this is why I get on the case and I defend certain players so much, whether it's a Pogba, whether it's a Sterling, is because things like this arise and you see the fuckeries that come up with it. Because I've seen people mention it, Gary Neville's racist, etc. Do I believe Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher are racist? No, I don't believe they're out and out racist. I won't go that far. Well, I say it is. What's the what I'm looking? Is it? I want to say get the term correct because I can't remember the actual term.
Unconscious bias?
That's it. It's unconscious bias. Because this have been, and I'm going to switch it off being a United player. Let this have been Wilfried Zaha at Crystal Palace who had gone missing for 2 days and fine. you would have got all the usual buzzwords, people. Bad attitude, unprofessional, a virus to the club, all the stuff that they associate with black males when we do something they don't like. We get it in this space as well. And as soon as whether it's me or someone else or Pete or Aaron or Saeed or Rand says something the masses don't like, or he's aggressive, he's controversial, etc. Or he's got an attitude problem. I've heard all of this long before this.
On Zaha, like, because somebody was saying that Zaha's like tried to leave a few times. Yeah. He's wanted to leave a few times, and it's kind of not gone well for him. But he's always just continued to turn up for training, be respectful, and then it's not quite happened, and he's kind of, the fans understand that he wants to win trophies. And the thing is with Crystal Palace is like Crystal Palace have never won a trophy. So it's not a case of they were winning things years ago, like a Villa. It's not really like that. It's like they haven't won anything. So for them to go and win a final, it's unlikely. I'm not saying they can't do it. They almost did it against yourselves not that long ago. I think it's the FA Cup or whatever it was. But, he's almost done it. But they're not quite at that level where they're going to go into a final and be anywhere near favourites. So I can understand him wanting to leave, but he didn't not turn up to training, And it's like someone mentioned it before as well. It's also, I think it's Eleanor, it's also how it looks to your next club, because I know Pep had a big problem when Jadon Sancho refused to turn up for training. And that's part of the reason why Jadon Sancho went to Dortmund in the first place, because he wanted a contract and then he refused to turn up to training. And Man City said, if you don't want to come to training, you can go. And that's why he ended up leaving in the first place. People talk about, oh, how come you sold Sancho? We didn't want to sell Sancho. Sancho forced his way out because he wanted a bigger contract that we weren't accepting of. And while they were trying to work something else out, he stopped coming to training. And then he moved on that way. So, how I'm sure Pep will buy him anyway, because he's pretty much got no choice. But I don't think it's a good sign, to kind of be sort of doing what he's doing. I know that he's trying to push his way out, but no one forced him to sign that contract for so long as well. He could have signed a 2-3 year contract, and then he could have said, I'll extend it bit by bit. He didn't do that. He signed a big contract. And it's like, João Felix as well. He's another one. He's in a ridiculous contract. He's not getting out of that. It's 7 years, 200 million release clause or something daft like that. He's not getting out of that contract. You know what I mean? Like,
what's doing these guys' business for them, though?
I don't know. I would love to see him join City because I think he's perfect for Pep, but he's not getting out of that contract. The only way he would get out of that contract is if Atletico Madrid really, really want a player and they're willing to say, okay, we want your player so much that we're going to give you João Felix and then you give us some money for that player. Give us that player and money, or 2 players for him or something like that. Because, yeah, I think it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. But he's not. But I don't really feel sorry for him because he signed up to a 7-year contract at Atletico, knowing how Atletico play football. And now they're not getting the best out of him.
But you have to know this as well, though. You have to remember this as well, Jan. These footballers are not agents or business savvy themselves. Yeah. Most of them are not. Most of them are taking bad advice. Yeah. Harry Kane doesn't come across to me as a rocket scientist.
No.
Do you know what I mean? When you hear him talking in interviews, and every word he says, in between it, like he doesn't come across to me as a rocket scientist.
Yeah.
So for me, these guys are being advised badly by the people that are taking care of their business. Advice to all footballers: find an agent who is giving you decent advice, and if you don't know whether they're giving you decent advice or not, learn the business part of things well enough to understand how your contracts are being negotiated, because otherwise you're going to end up
his brother
into these
his brother
situations. It's his brother.
It's his brother, Charlie Kane.
Yeah, because
Charlie Kane, yeah, that's his agent.
I've got a family member who's.
I only found that out the other day.
We've got a family member who's a football agent, innit? We've got a family member who's a football agent, and I can't ever imagine him allowing one of his players to enter into a contract like that.
Yeah,
I can't. It wouldn't matter how much money was in it in the first. Like, I can't ever imagine him allowing his player to go into a contract like that. That's wild.
Can you think of a single elite level player at 26 years old who signed a 6-year contract anywhere in the history of football?
Never.
And then you factor in, like, no disrespect to Spurs as a club, but it's not like Spurs were lifting silverware every season that Kane was coming through. So it's not like he signed a 6-year deal at United.
Exactly.
You know, like, it doesn't.
Oh, there we go. That's what it is. João Felix's agent is George Mendes, and he knows 36 million. That's why he's everyone's agent. That guy, honestly, I want his job. The amount of money that guy makes. Oh my days. Yep. Like, Ryan, you need to marry him or something, man. Take one for
Ryan's trying to marry you, Jan. We've already established this on the Love Island podcast.
He needs to marry
Ryan, aim higher. We're all trying to get rich, bro.
It's gotta be Ryan, it can't be me. Eleanor could marry him. There's a guy for you.
Right, I'm all good.
Oh man,
how did they get married?
Why is that man got so many big players under his belt? Why can't he have like 2 or 3? George Mendes, right? He does a good job. That's why. Agent. Yeah, no, he's got 30.
Because he's a good agent, probably.
Yeah.
Wait, one sec, Jan. What did you just say, Pino? What did you just say?
We're trying to. Jan suggested somebody marrying him for the bag, and her suggestion was Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, if you got Ryan, will do it for the team. You're a real one still.
Hey, Ryan, you'd be a legend. You'd be a legend in my eyes if you did.
We all get rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
We're just going to move on to different topic now or something.
Ryan Mendes. I love that.
You lot idiots, you know.
I love it. Do you know what? I do like that surname. I quite like that surname.
Ryan I've never seen Ryan look disgusted, you know. He genuinely is like, right, you lot have gone too far, you know. All the shit we said to you.
Can we just move on to something else?
Yeah, we can. Back to what I was saying anyway about about the whole situation with Harry Kane, and not so much that, just the lack of backlash. And like we were saying, if that's a Zaha, if that's a Pogba, if that's a Sterling, we know what time it's going to be in that. You know what I'm saying? But because I was like, all right, Gary, this is your chance to stand on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he took his sweet time to respond. It's like, right, how busy was you? Like, somebody added him, I think it was Harry Pinero, who said you ran out of data. Like, well, you got so much to say. You know what I'm saying? And that you got hella shit to say, and you're supposed to be a United fan. So why would you criticize one of our best players knowing that's not going to help? You've told him to fuck off. Criticized him. Was it for taking the penalty or not taking the penalty? I can't even remember. Criticized him for dyeing his hair blue, like you're saying. Right, it's Dragon Ball Z in it. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? These are the things we do. It is what it is. You've criticized. He's been called a virus. All these buzzwords, like I've said, he's been called before. He's a virus. He's bad in the dressing room. What does Kane do in this? And Peter touched on this earlier on in the same stream as well. What does that do to the morale of the team? Bear in mind, Spurs have a new manager as well. What does that do to the new manager? How does that undermine him if this deal doesn't, or does say, all right, let's say it does go ahead, you then got to go and replace him. Who do they then go and get? That leaves a massive void. Say he stays, then they have to stay and get on with it. And you have a new manager who's Spurs are already in a rebuilding job as it is. I can't think of anything more unprofessional. Yes, and then one of the excuses I've seen from people is, oh, well, the difference between Kane and Pogba is, Kane's delivered for Spurs. So I thought to myself, I said, all right, so it's okay as long as you're performing at the highest level on the field, you could do off the field what you want. It's like, is that the new rule?
What has he delivered?
Hey, this is according to people on socials and that, talking about his individual output. That's what they're talking about.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Golden boots and nice pictures with Pochettino. That's tight. But I mean, I don't know. Like, if that's what you play for, then fair enough. Like, if you want to flex players winning golden boots instead of actual trophies, that's fine. But like, there's no justification for this. This is a double standard. I don't care. Like, I was somebody I follow who covers Serie A. He basically tweeted. Talking about how it's interesting in these scenarios and people's judgments in this exact scenario always boils down to how they feel about the person in question. Mm-hmm. And the reason people lash out at Paul Pogba is just because they don't identify with him and they can't. So they don't want to like or try and sympathize with anything he's going through. Whereas with Kane, the face fits. And it's much easier to paint him as like a victim of bad management and a bad organization. And instead of like, if you upheld the standard, you'd have to label Kane as like a virus, and that would go against the whole like golden boy reputation. So it's never going to happen.
They don't want to label, but what he's doing is virus-esque.
It is.
Virus-esque. It's unprofessional-esque. Like I said, if this was like they would have done an MNF special. They would have done an MNF and a Tuesday night special if this was public.
And the thing is, 100%. Pogba's in a much easier situation to force a move.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. He has 12 months left. He doesn't have to go back if he doesn't want to. Like he could probably afford to pay whatever fine they levy him with. Yeah. Kane has 3 years left. If he doesn't want to go to training, they can just pay his wages and stick him in the under 23s for 2 years if they wanted to.
Hope we do. If he stays,
I don't think Kane realizes he might not get his move. He's at such a high valuation, he might just get stuck and it'll be awkward.
This is the thing. He messed himself up because Spurs fans were upset, obviously, that he wanted to go. But when I was having my rant on Sunday here, saying like, you know, you could go and all this is before he did Shot's training. I had a lot of Spurs fans telling me that I have no right to say that because he's not done anything disrespectful to the club, blah, blah, blah. And then I said doing an interview with Gary Neville, like, you know, before the season's over to me is pretty much disrespectful.
That's another thing as well. Mm-hmm. That's another thing as well. Sorry to cut you off on that. Imagine Pogba was walking around a golf course on Sky talking about wanting to leave Manchester United.
How it was to play De Bruyne, like literally twerking for City. Like, to me, that was disrespectful enough. But like, some fans would have genuinely forgiven him if he didn't pull a stunt like this. And like you say, he might not get his move. Now with what you've done, I'm not sure how many fans are going to be so happy to see him walk back out as our, you know, talisman, our Mr. Tottenham. You know, all of it, like he's not going to get the same treatment as he did. So he better hope he gets his move. Otherwise, not going to be as. I'm not saying every Spurs fan has the same view as me. Obviously, there are Spurs fans that will back him till the end. But, you know, it's not going to be the same love as all round as it was before.
Yeah. No, he'll get booed.
I'd be fighting Jan right now saying, you know, he's this, he's won this, he's done this, he's scored this many times. But right now I'm being real about the situation because you're basically not my player at this point. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I always say about it as well, because there's a way of going about it, because I know Declan Rice was saying a lot about Chelsea, and it's kind of like
spineless as well too.
If you don't move now, you look stupid. Like, you know, and it's like Harry Kane was literally bending over backwards to say, City, come and get me, right? And it's like, if City said, we're not paying over 110 million, he's stuck at Spurs because they're not going to sell him. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think sometimes you've got to be a bit careful because, like, don't get me wrong, Grealish had said similar things about De Bruyne, but he doesn't say it from a, I want to play with him. He says it like, oh, you know, De Bruyne is just brilliant. He says it a lot. You know, he tweets about De Bruyne a lot. And obviously he rates him and he says he tries to base the game off him and stuff like that. But he's not saying...
Oh, Ryan, it's like you do with Jan on a daily basis.
That's good.
Oh, De Bruyne is brilliant. De Bruyne is this, De Bruyne is that.
Ryan's like, oh, Yannicka.
Not me.
Sit down, Ryan. You finished, bro. Sit down. Let her finish, innit? Sorry, Jan. Carry on.
No, it's all right. But yeah, I just sometimes you've got to be a bit careful, because if you don't get the move, you look a bit silly, innit? Like,
he looks like an idiot. He looks like in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whenever the window closes, if he doesn't get this move, and let's be honest, he might not, because City might just say, no, we're not paying that, bro.
Yeah.
Because if City think they can get Haaland next summer, why?
Chelsea are not in there.
Well, can I say something though? I think City will pay it.
I think they will. I think
they will.
I think they'll do it
because they should pay it. They should.
Because there's not a rational universe where we're ready to tackle the uncomfortable conversations and environment where Harry Kane has to go back to Tottenham training. We've all just picked him off as moved. Like, do you guys know how awkward that's going to be? I think we'll move just because of that reality will just be so insufferable and so tough for a new manager to work with.
Yeah.
But it's just they're bidding against themselves. I can also see Levy being like, "No, I'm going to be petty. Fuck you, Harry Kane. You're going to stay where you are." We've seen Levy do it before with players.
Yeah, we see. No one is like trying to get out of Spurs. Like it's like trying to get off death row in the 90s. Like that's what it's like. Like it's very tough. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just walking out and that. You might walk out, but you leave it with nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Why do you think that they should pay it?
Why? Who should pay what?
Ryan was saying he thinks that they should pay. City should
because he's Harry Kane. That's why, isn't it? That's
why. But on a serious note, like, what is it for you? Like, why are you like, yeah, they should definitely go.
Right. I'll let you land on this.
Well, City can afford him, and he's a massive upgrade in what they've got in that position, and he will. Everyone knows how well if he goes to City, he's Prem proven. He's, in my opinion, he's the best striker in the world. He's definitely best in the league by far. Like no striker comes close to Harry Kane in the league. Like no striker. So if they get the best striker in the league with the amount of supply that he'll get in that Pep team, like it's crazy. And City have got more than enough money to pay it anyway. Financial fair play's out of the window. Why shouldn't they pay? They might as well.
I think we will, especially because there's not really any other options. If we don't get Harry Kane, we go into next season without a striker. The problem that we've got is not only, don't get me wrong, we probably could get away with maybe trying to kind of go in and do that. But now Chelsea are buying a striker. If we don't buy a striker, Chelsea will win the league. So it's a case of we kind of have to. So I think City will pay for Kane. The problem is if City do what they have done a few times, because we needed to replace Company and we still have, got to sort of deals and then pulled out of them. I think this season financial fair play not being involved is helping because they don't have to worry too much about that. But yeah, I think they'll pay it, but they could turn around and say 150, take it or leave it. And Levy could say 150 and City could say, well, we're not going to pay 150. And he could just, because the thing is, Levy has every right to be like, I'm not selling him. You know what I mean? He's well within his rights to do that. So it will just depend. I don't think City will have a figure in their head. They won't want to go above that. So it just depends whether Levy gives in or not. Because I think it's going to be more about what Levy says than what Man City offer. So
yeah, and here's another thing as well, because people are talking about, Kane's been done bad by Levy. How do we know this? We don't know what the agreement was. We don't know.
He's done by his brother.
We don't know. We don't know what because I've seen people use that as the excuse as to why it's okay for him to skip training. Like there's always an excuse. Like you say, when he's the golden boy, and Peter made a great point. People's opinions will change on whether they like this person or not. My opinion on this is I understand why players do it. Yes. Should you go about it that way? No. But the thing is, once you do this type of thing, you're all in. Like there is no turning back, because if you make this a big issue and you get your move, well done, because it's worked. If you make this big issue, if you're doing who was it that turned up to the West Brom on training day? Was it Adam Wingy?
Adam Wingy, yeah,
it was Adam Wingy when he turned up on the transfer deadline day to, was it West Brom? and was trying to get West Brom to sign him. Man pulled up in his whip outside and tried to get them to do a deal and that, and I don't think it fell through. When you do those type of things and it falls through, yes, it's funny to us, but you look like an idiot if it don't fall through. If you get the move, it's genius, it's all in. I understand why Kane's kicked up a fuss. To me, Kane should have done this a couple years back, not kicked up a fuss, but should have been looking at getting a move away from Spurs, because we all seen this a mile away. Like, surely you just didn't wake up like after the summer, after the Euro final, and go, right, I want my move away from Spurs because I want to win a trophy. We knew before this season, we knew at the end of this season that top teams needed a striker. It was clear City needed a striker. It was clear Chelsea needed a striker. So they're two top teams who are in the country who can afford you as well, who need strikers. More so, obviously, Manchester City. We knew Aguero was leaving, and you fit the bill wherever you go type of thing. Then you've got PSG as well. So it's like, why did you just not insert something in your contract that makes you... That's all you have to do.
City have had Aguero, right, who has been more and more injury prone as he's got older. Yeah. City used to have 4 strikers. For the past few years, we've only had 2. So it's like he would have seen that, you know what I mean? So he should have put a clause in his contract. That's what he should have done. And I don't know. I think he changed his mind. I think he did
really
the intention. Yeah, I think he signed that contract with every intention of retiring at Spurs. And
you don't sign a 6-year deal to break it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he signed it on purpose. But I think
talking about
someone has probably said something to him like, "Are you happy ending your career potentially trophyless?" And I think he's thought about it. And you know, Kyle Walker and people like that don't help because they post like videos with medals on and all that crap. So he's probably looking at him thinking, bloody hell.
That's so petty.
Kyle Walker.
That's hella petty.
Kyle Walker's out here looking at Harry Kane talking about, haha.
You know what?
Put your medals on the table.
You know what? Kyle Walker
bringing it to lunch
4 years ago, and he's won 10 trophies. So Harry Kane is thinking, if I'd have left Spurs 10 years ago to go to Man City, I could have had 10 trophies. Because I don't think the trophies that we've won, we wouldn't have won with Kane, if you know what I mean. It wouldn't have made us worse. We still would have won them trophies because a lot of the time we've had an unfit Aguero coming in and out. So it's like he would have played when Aguero was out. Do you know what I mean? So it would have just been him instead of like a Gabby or something like that. So, you know, he probably would have had 10. Who knows? He might have even had more because we might have, I don't know, beat certain teams to get to the final of the FA Cup and stuff like that we didn't get to, you know. So who knows? But yeah, I think he's looking at things like that. And he's probably thinking, I don't think it helps when you see Mason Mount winning the Champions League at 22, Phil Foden winning his 3rd Premier League at 21. I don't think it really helps, to be honest. We had Aguero, but what I'm saying with Aguero is because Aguero has been getting injured more and more as he's got older, Harry Kane would have probably played them both up top when they're both fit, and then when they're not fit, because Pep did, I know he likes his new formation, but Pep did used to play Gabby and Aguero quite a few times. So he would have played Kane and Aguero. That wouldn't have been Aguero's on the bench because Kane's there. It wouldn't have been like that. Remember when Aguero first came, we had 4 strikers. We had Balotelli, Edin Dzeko, Sergio Aguero, and Carlos Tevez. All of them played. So, yeah. I don't know.
Regardless of what happens with Kane now, he needs to fire his brother as his agent. He needs to find a new agent. And I'm not even saying that as a joke, bro. I'm not even saying
like Charlie, you know.
I'm not even trying to be funny.
Here's the thing, though, Olympics. I can't blame his brother for negotiating what he wanted. He wanted that.
You don't know that he wanted that, though.
I think he therefore. I agree with you. I think he wanted that.
I'll blame him.
agent, his brother should still be a smarter agent and put
exactly.
Some kind of
You've got to still say, even
his
if look,
his brother's still signing that 6-year deal for Tottenham, but at least put a clause in there just
because they're all Spurs, isn't it? See,
it's not hard to put in it's not hard to put in a release clause in 2022. That's not difficult.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
It's not hard.
And if you could put a release clause in, everyone will be talking about where he's going next season.
The least he could have done as his agent is say, is put in the contract, okay, we'll sign the 6-year deal, but after 3 years, the deal is renegotiable.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
That's a fair point.
A smart agent, sorry, a bog standard agent, the guy that's the agent that sends out janitors to the school to clean the toilets. They were smart enough to make that deal. You're talking about someone who's if we're going off Ryan's logic and saying that he's the best striker in the world, yeah?
Yeah.
If I'm agreeing with that 100%, if you've got the best striker in the world on your books, you do smart business. You put that, you have clauses in your contracts that say either it's going to cost you this amount of money to get rid of them, or if we're going to sign a 6-year deal, after 3 years we can renegotiate and the terms will be as such. If he's not happy at the club after 3 years, he's able to go elsewhere on loan for so much or as a sale for so much. Like that is just so bog standard for a player of that caliber. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I know I joke around and shit and always say, "Oh, fuck Harry Kane," whatever. And that's just because he played terribly in the Euros. But like, he's still a great player. Like he's still a great striker, like everyone's saying. And if that's the case, you got a great striker on your books. You got someone who makes a difference in a team even getting to a certain point in the league. You make sure that guy's got a right deal because people are going to want to buy him. It's just smart. So my thing is this, Harry Kane, if you're gonna move forward after this, whatever you're gonna do, sort your current contract out if you're gonna stay, and change your agent, bro. Yes, I get keep it in the family, this and that and the other, but sometimes you have to step outside of that and get someone who really knows the business. Let's look at that.
Well, that's why everyone has the same agents, because the agents that people are mentioning in the comments in terms of Mendes and
like Ryan's guy Mendes,
both of them get the best for their players.
Ryan, he just gets picked on this stream.
He also takes a big cut for himself, but he gets the best that he can for his players. Do you know what I mean? So that's why people get them. But to be honest, like I know, I don't know about a lot of players, but I know at Man City, quite a few of our players are actually ditching their agent altogether. De Bruyne signed his own contract. He went into a room and he signed his own contract, and Raheem Sterling is going to do the same. So they've decided they're not going to take an agent in, mainly because they probably have worked out that you have to give 10% of your wages to this person. Whereas you keep 100% yourself, like it makes no sense, really.
But also because boys like that are smart enough to learn the business.
They're
smart enough to learn the business. I'm playing for Man City. Let me learn the business here because this is a different level.
Yeah.
If you're playing for a team if you're playing for United, City,
you had
Chelsea,
you had a while in the comments going.
Like that is hilarious.
So for the younger viewers won't know who TLC are. We're old enough to remember TLC. That's what it is.
TLC signed the worst record contract of all time and made zero money.
Large up Eddie though with it. And Ahmed, man, we respect all people doing all jobs. Lindrix was just making a point. That's all it is. But yeah, man, that TLC coin, large up Eddie.
Someone cussed me for talking about the janitor.
Yeah, someone said, respect janitors. I'm like, we do respect janitors, man.
Let me tell you something. My father taught me to show the janitor the same amount of respect as the CEO. So that wasn't a cuss on a janitor. My point was the person who's the agent that sends those people out to do their job, will have clauses within their contracts. They're smart enough to put clauses in their contracts. If anything happens to them, that's the point. Do you know what I mean?
Back.
I swear down, you man.
It's facts. Like as jokes as that is, something like that
I'm sorry. Eleanor, I'm sorry. Funny is funny, innit? I'm sorry.
Like as jokes as that is.
Oh my God.
It's true though.
So for those that don't see it, I'm saying I only want to make sure Kane had a no trophies I can leave clause. Yo, he would have. That is all right.
As jokes as that is.
But Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham. They always created many chances.
This guy, that was Ryan, innit? That's always Ryan. I would never do that. It's Ryan. That's how you and Ellen are supposed to be peoples, and you get me giving her a shot to the kidneys for no reason.
Eleanor,
sorry, Eleanor. It was too good an opportunity to turn down.
Look at him. You not said shit for the past half an hour. Look at him.
He got called Brian Mendes, and he's been internalizing it ever since.
Eleanor, you know I love you, innit? Like, you're my sis, innit? So I don't want you to take what I'm about to say to heart, innit?
This is definitely going to be foul.
Spurs probably aren't going to win a trophy in your lifetime, innit? Like, that's
a long time. That's a long time.
No, you're telling me we can't even win a cup or a little league.
Wait, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
I'm joking. I'm just trolling.
You know what I will say? In terms of football, you just never, ever know what's going to happen.
Like we've seen Wigan win an FA Cup. Like Spurs will win something.
Yeah, if you told me in 2000 and even 2000,
now in Conference League.
Does that count though? Like, are we counting that if they win?
Yeah, it's a trophy. A trophy is a trophy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
it's not like pre-season friendly or something like that.
Watch Mourinho win it with. Watch Mourinho win it with Roma and do the most shameless.
Oh my goodness, Roma Spurs final. Give me that right now.
Of course, the first European trophy with Roma.
If Mourinho wins that with Roma, it's going to be so shameless.
Of course, it'd be like me, respect me, heritage.
Imagine Mourinho knocks out Tottenham.
First person to win the Conference League, Jose Mourinho.
Can I ask a question now? If you win Conference League, what happens?
You get a Europa League spot.
You get into the Europa League.
It works like a ladder,
Yeah.
Europa League.
You get to the Europa League group stage if you win. Europa League.
Yeah.
So instead of playing at 4:30 p.m. UK time on Thursdays, you play at 8
on Thursday.
So is it the conference? So is that the next season or is that season? Same season?
No, the next season on, innit?
It would be the next season.
What are you going on?
I'm sorry. The comments are killing me.
Finish top 4. Then you technically be in both. So you'd have
so if you finish top 4, so Yan, how it works is whatever the highest level of the competition you qualify for, you have to go into that. So I think if Spurs were to win Conference League and finish top 4, that would be a minor miracle. But let's say they did it.
Yeah.
That Europa League spot would go to either whoever loses.
Yeah.
Like, let's be serious. Like, I'm not here to be mean. Like, there's going to be points after that. Now's not the time. But let's be honest. That would be incredible. You know? But yeah, I don't know. Get a parade and be in Champions League. I don't know.
Nobody tell a matter of fact the way you just said it. The way you just delivered that line, it just kept it moving.
It's true, though. Like, how are you going to be playing it when the sun's still up on Thursdays and be in Sunday Premier League matches and make top 4? It never happens.
Yeah. That's a valid point. Hey, you lot, get the likes up on this video, please. Whether you're watching this live or watching this back, get the shares up as well. Get any questions you have in for us now. We'll answer any of your sporting questions for the next however long. I don't know. So yeah, get your questions in because obviously we've covered the Kane stuff. We covered the lack again in it, back to it, and I keep going back to it. Just the lack of media coverage on it. Like somebody said in it, Paul Pogba's blue hair dye got more negative coverage than Kane. Not only missing training for 2 days,
can I say something
also being fined as well. Yeah, go on, Ryan Land.
Imagine calling yourself a top T20 when you can't even beat Pakistan on your home patch.
Yo, it was a one-off game.
Right.
Was it not one game series?
People.
It was a 1-game series.
1-0.
1 game was
a win's a win. A win's a win.
Before
one series is over.
Before we go down this road, before Ryan gets his cricket slender off, I would like to sign off for the stream. It was an honor and a privilege, Flawless. I haven't seen you for a few weeks. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah, man.
Lovely panel. Thank you so much. Comments. Thank you for being funny. Elena, Spurs win something before 2050 because I don't know if I'm going to be around in 2050, but fair enough. Yeah, everybody. I'll catch you guys next time. People in the comments.
You soon, Pio.
Keep it flagrant. Whoever was slandering Chelsea in the comments, I saw you, but we'll address it at a later time. And big up everybody. I'm out here.
Big up Pia, man.
Pia sounded like Liam Neeson and Taken. Then he was like, "I will find you."
Yeah.
Pia hilarious.
I love that film. I love that film still.
It's just his Myra, like his low key Myra. He's just a variant of Lewis. Is crazy. And they both Chelsea fans as well. It's nuts. He's just Lewis on the other side of the globe. It's crazy.
Hilarious.
It's what like it's mad. I'm here. Says question. So my connection went. Question for the panel. Am I back?
Connection went mad.
Yeah. Question for the.
Yeah, you back.
Yeah, my connection went nuts. Question for the panel: what youngster at your club are you most excited about besides your typical Greenwood, Foden, Saka answer? We'll start with you, Ellen. Is there a youngster coming through that you particularly are excited to see?
Well, I'm excited to see Skip more because I think he done really well on his loan for Norwich. So I am genuinely excited to see Skip. I'm also I think we should play Dennis Serkin a bit more, which is he's a left back, but I think he could do quite well. So I'm hoping we'll see these players in the Conference League. Yes, we are actually playing in that, so it's time to accept it.
Hey, Eleanor, you know how you spin that? You're the only team in North London in Europe.
Facts.
Exactly.
There you go, innit?
And they were celebrating it when they thought we were losing that game. So
and you still ain't gonna win a trophy.
This guy, that's so unnecessary.
That's neither here nor there.
That was very unnecessary. I thought that was a very unnecessary shot.
So
I'm sorry.
I would like to see Serkin play. I would like to see Scarlett play a bit more in there. And yeah, the Skip I think can get some Premier League games. I think he'll get some more, like higher level games. But yeah, they're the youngsters that I'm obviously excited to see. We'll obviously see more as well playing in the Conference League. So it's obviously a good opportunity for me to watch a lot more of the youngsters that I don't see. But yeah, they're the main ones. Is Cess coming back? I mean, he's not a youngster, but he's not from us, but he has gone on loan to Hoffenheim, and I think he's coming back. So that would be obviously exciting. So yeah.
Yo, Ryan, what are you telling me? Well, you lot got any youngsters?
I'd say for me, probably Harvey Elliott, who I call Harvey Messi, innit? My guy Harvey Messi, you know.
Well, is he 1 in 5 in youth finals or something? Is that how you call him, Harvey Messi?
Youth international finals. Man's only like 18, you know. He's a baller, innit? Now Harvey Elliott's a baller still.
Okay. So
I'm really excited to see him. And maybe more Curtis Jones as well. He'll probably might get more game time, but more Harvey Elliott because like when he played in his first season in like cup games, I was like really, really impressed. And like he went on loan to Blackburn, smashed it there, got like player of the season and stuff. And like did really well, and now we're not sending him out alone. I think so. Hopefully he gets good game time because I think he's got really good talent as well.
Okay, all right. Jan, you there? If not, I'll answer. I do believe she is there. For me, like you said, besides the obvious answer, of course, I don't know if he's obvious answer, but Diallo, depending on game time, but definitely Diallo. Every time I've seen him, the few times he's played for Manchester United, I've been impressed. So I was like, I'd like to see more of him. Hannibal, simply because I keep hearing about him. Like literally. I continuously hear his name mentioned in terms of him being a baller. So Hannibal's up there. Led's another one who, when I've seen in the past, he's looked decent. So that's another one I would.
Would you say
as well?
Would you know about Diallo? Do you think Ollie will actually? Do you think Dan James is ahead of him, like in the pecking order?
Of course.
That's mad because Diallo's a baller, man. I've seen him play. He's a baller.
It's your guy, Ollie, though, innit? You know what I'm saying? So here we are. You feel me on that? It's your man's. You know what I'm saying? It's your guy. Look at the smile on your face. I ain't seen you smile that much till we mentioned Mendes, but here we are. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
But yeah, that's the answer to that, Ahmed. Oh yeah, hello, Jan. What youngster at your club? What youngsters at your club are you currently most excited about? So not the obvious ones. Is anyone?
Okay,
so. It's gonna be good.
So there's Romeo Lavia, who is
Sorry.
He's a midfielder. He's kind of like a Fernandinho. And, you know, Fernandinho actually posted a picture of both of them and said, like, the future, you know, the like current and what's going to come. Pep really likes him.
Is this guy a midfielder who just spams crosses into the box?
Short man. Like, seriously.
What? I'm just saying. What?
Honestly, anyway.
Head down, spam cross, yeah.
Whatever. When the cross merchant wins the league again, then we'll have to discuss whether it's, you know, it's worth it.
We're winning the league this season.
What league?
We? Oh, wait, are you a City or Chelsea? Liverpool. Are you a blue? Are you light blue or dark blue?
Liverpool winning the league this season.
What league is this? Yeah, the Poundland League. What are you winning? Fantasy league?
We're not winning no league in it. I was just joking.
You know. Right. You in the same bucket. You in the same boat as me, fam. You on a vibes
I just
thing.
take top 4 at the moment. I ain't gonna lie.
Same. I'm on a vibes thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on a vibes thing. I'm on a vibes thing.
It's hella vibes.
Yeah.
You know
so
I've been funded the cross merchant all season. I'll just find a way in it.
Go on, Jan. Carry on. Say what
you're saying. I was
going
to say, so him, Pep really likes him. Pep's promoted him earlier than probably would have been promoted in the past. So, yeah, he is like a Fernandinho, which we don't have. That's one, you know, one player that we've not got a backup for. Because Rodri is a different kind of player. The lap's been promoted. He's a clinical striker. He's actually broken a lot of records last season. He got the best conversion rate ever in the sort of reserve, sort of Premier League 2, whatever they call it now, which has been better than any player, you know, players like Harry Kane and people like that came through sort of the youth systems in England. So, yeah, he looks bright, but apparently he's going to go out on loan. So we'll see what happens with him. I think it's Stoke that he's been linked with. So, yeah, we'll see how he does. There's a few. There's in pre-season training, there's been a few, but we tend to get that. They sort of shine in pre-season, and then as it gets into the season, you know, they play a few games and
Yo, Lindrix, I know you gotta go in it, so man will catch up with you soon and that. Yeah, bless up Lindrix though every time. I don't know if he's still there he is still there, but I don't know if he's actually still there.
Love guys, I got a bounce in it.
Catch up with you shortly, fam. Yeah, shout me tomorrow.
Definitely. I love you all. I'll see you later. Yeah.
Love, fam. Every time. You already know. Big up, fam. Big up every time. And then there was 4. Go on, Jan. Carry on.
Yeah, so now that's just like, they're the ones that I don't really watch us religiously. I haven't actually watched a single preseason game. But
I haven't. I don't even know the results of ours.
There's been some players balling out though. Jaden Bragg.
I did see a clip of Diaz getting done by a Blackpool attacker. Just thought that I needed to get that in.
Oh, what?
Apparently Diaz got done by some Blackpool guy.
He gave away a penalty. It's not that deep. Yeah, but we won 4-1, you know. Not every team wins preseason games, but, you know, it is what it is.
I barely know our results, innit? Have you even won? I don't even know, innit?
Who cares? No one really cares about
I don't know either.
Exactly.
I don't
want preseason.
4-0, 4-1.
Yo, someone asked me, yeah? So someone asked me, yeah, am I going to the Liverpool preseason game at Anfield? And so I was like, I'm a fuck. I'm not spending my money on a game that doesn't mean anything.
Why the hell would you spend money on going into Anfield in the first place? Yeah.
No, I'm not spending money on a game that don't mean shit, innit? Like, I don't even watch Liverpool preseason games on the TV, let alone go to the game.
There we go. I'd rather turn the TV off and watch the strike. You know what I'm saying? No, watch the blank screen.
Yeah, just wipe your tears with that Ollie shirt next to you, innit?
You know who has been doing well in preseason?
You're right, Ellen. Eleanor, you're a bit quiet. You okay?
That's because you were dissing our team, man.
What? Yeah, I only put one clip up.
The guy said one.
I was absolutely rinsed. I don't really know if I have a chance to speak right now. I feel like I'm done in it. Like I'm cooked.
It's fair. It happened to me. I got booed when I came on stream.
I'm well done. Like I'm been cooked. Like
yeah, it's initiation, man. It happens to all of us.
Eleanor,
it happens to us all in it.
Eleanor, I got cooked on stream for literally pressing enter studio.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got booed. Oh, that was great. I'll send you the clip, Eleanor. Did you not see it? Like, so we was on the what? It was Italy, Spain. You can go back and watch this. It's the Italy, Spain watch along. Shout out to Neil because he put it in the comments, the timestamp.
Yeah, Neil with the prick put all the times in, innit? I had to get onto him for that. Still.
It was me. It was Jan City. Tox was there. Wayne, Neil, Dan Sillyman was there. Is there anyone else? Was that the Six Holes or something?
There's probably someone in it. There's probably someone.
And then Ryan jumped on, and then like you just got booed. You know what I'm saying? And that he just got booed.
It was fully deserved.
It was deserved.
What did you do to deserve that sort of treatment?
You're just you in it. You're a Liverpool fan. You might get used to being booed. You know what I'm saying? Wear that disgusting shit. Of course, he deserved to be
Nick
booed.
Doesn't get booed when he comes on stream.
That's because
because that's because he's saying in it. Same be running jokes. That's why he hilarious in it. You know what I mean? You're just
you mean Same? You said Neil.
No, I said Nick.
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
That's what it is. See, look, you a dude. He knows what you're like. You know what I'm saying?
I like Nick.
Yeah.
Eleanor, I'll send you the clip. You'll feel much better. Trust me. 100%. Everyone, I get cooked on it though. Yeah, like everybody, like, especially when your team loses.
Now, when you got cooked, it was a great episode. You know.
See, look at the joy on their face. You know what
I mean?
I didn't even get cooked on no football shit. It was our current affair show. I thought it was safe. I thought it was safe. I thought, I'd be all right. And then
that was brilliant.
I'm gonna stop before I get cooked some more in it. So I'm gonna just shut up on that one in it. But large of everyone that's locked. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is road to 4K, people. Road to 4K. Someone asked me a great question. Oh yeah, that was it. I can't get it. Someone called him Vandy Michaelis, you know. Yeah, that's a goodie.
That's funny still. That's funny still. I can't lie.
That is good. Someone asked me Grealish to see. I can't believe we haven't touched on this in full. So yeah, someone asked me, so I will answer that. Obviously, everyone will answer as well. But yeah, Grealish to City. I said it before on Man United briefly, and I said it's a great deal for every party involved. I think it's a great deal for City. I think it's a great deal for Grealish, and I think it's a great deal for Villa as well. And they're already spending the money. I don't think there's a loser in that deal. I don't think anyone could complain. Like 100 mil. So on City's part, you're getting a player to me who fits Pep's system down to a T. Like you can already know and see where he's going to fit into, whether it's false 9, whether it's in a 10, whether it's right, whether it's left, maybe if it's a bit deeper as in one of the 8s. He fits like Pep's system down to a T. He's going to create so many more goals. He's going to score so many more goals. The burden isn't solely on him like it is on Villa as well, because it's like you got De Bruyne there, you got Bernardo Silva, all the ballers, they got Mahrez, Sterling, if they do sign Harry Kane or not. So that's why. So I think in terms of for City, it makes sense. For Grealish, it makes sense. He probably can't believe his luck, and we're gonna get to see him in the Champions League as well, and that's what you want to see as a football fan. Yeah. You want to see the best players. Like, let's see how good he is now. If he's as good as everyone thinks he is, including myself, he's gonna make a difference. Like, why would you not want to see City versus PSG now and see Mbappe versus Grealish? Like, I want to see that. Like, let's see him go to Bayern Munich and see how you do. Like, let's see how good he is. And then in terms of Villa as well, you get 100 million. That's a great deal. 100 million. They've already spent 25 already on Ings before the money's come in. Yeah. And that's a fantastic deal for them as well. They still got money to spend. They'll go again. Yeah, they got Bailey as well. So they're going to go again. So I can't see maybe someone
I'm excited to see Leon Bailey to be honest. Because I wanted Leon Bailey at City a few years ago. Obviously, we don't need him now. But
Slav said he's overrated. I ain't really watched him still.
He's overrated. He had a
Slav said Leon Bailey's overrated.
He had quite a poor Gold Cup, though, to be fair. But I think in Jamaica, it's kind of like he's a superstar. And it's kind of like a Lewandowski situation where if you're not Jamaican, how many of them Jamaican players do you actually know? You know, maybe some.
He did all right in a Gold Cup as well. He was all right.
Know a few that played for Chelsea. There's a few that played for Reading. You know, but if you're not Jamaican, do you really know them players? So Leon Bailey is the superstar at Jamaica. He is. And it's one of them situations where at Aston Villa, he's not going to be the superstar at Aston Villa. He's going to have better players around him. And, you know, he's been doing well, you know, in Germany. But obviously, again, he's not surrounded by the best players. I think Villa are getting better and better in terms of who they're signing. So I think he should do all right. He's going to be happy at Villa because he's like down the road. Him and Sterling are very, very close friends. So for him to be just down the motorway, yeah, I think he'll be happy. But how old is he? I don't think he's that old. I think he's early 20s, like getting to mid 20s. It's not that old. The only thing that I'm surprised about is that his brother, because remember when he signed for Jamaica and he was like saying to Jamaica, like, you need to bring my brother on board.
He's 25. Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah, he's not done that with he's not done that this time. But yeah, it's a bit mad. But yeah. I like Leon Bailey. I have to support my Jamaican people in it. So
someone asked me about it. I said the same thing. Like, I want to see. It can only help the national team. So I get to see him closely, like on a weekly basis in the league. But yeah, same to you, Eleanor. Before I get onto the super chat, your thoughts on Grealish? Someone's saying it's 75 mil. I heard 100, but here's what it is. Grealish to City.
Yeah,
Grealish to City. Yeah.
Grealish to City. I mean, I love Grealish. I actually wanted us to sell Kane to City and use that money to get Grealish, but that's me living in a dream world. But overall, like, I think he's one of the best players of what he does in the league at his age and where he was. I think he was a bit of a big fish in a small pond at Villa, and it will be interesting to see him do it in the big stage with a team of full-on stars around him. Like, how is he going to shine through? Is he going to still shine through the same? Like you say, is he going to perform in the Champions League, like on the proper big stage? So, I mean, 100 mil, it's a lot of money, but I think it will work out well. Okay, 100 mil is a lot, and you might think, oh, we still overpaid even after how many years, but it will definitely be worth it as well in that sense. Yeah, you might say, oh, he was worth 70 million like in a few years' time, but you got a great player out of it, so you're not going to complain. I back him, like just like Flawless said. I back him to do well in the Champions League. I back him to do well on the big stage, but you never know until you see it. But I think it will be all right. I think City should be excited, but City do need a striker. So yeah, I've got someone up for sale, guys. Don't forget.
Trying to shot Harry Kane. Large up Drizzy does for the super chat. He says, "What will Pep's excuse be? What will Pep's
answer the Grealish question, please?"
Yeah. Let me get to this, and I get to this. I just want to get to this, and I get you this. What will Pep's excuse be when he choked in the Champions League after getting Grealish and maybe Kane? He has no excuse. But again, I always say, I know Drizzy does his jokes. Yeah, it depends how they lose. As long as they don't choke, which I don't think they will, because you got PSG in there. Like PSG are in Pep. I mean, Poch is in the same boat at PSG as City is now. I mean, Pep is now at City in terms of you have to win the Champions League with the way you are getting backed. Especially if they sign Kane on top of that.
As long as Pep doesn't do some dumb shit like play Grealish at CDM or something like that.
Yeah, but go on. Your thoughts on that Grealish to City?
I think Grealish a great transfer for him and for all parties. Yeah. Like you said, it's perfect. It's literally like City just getting arguably definitely one of the best players in the Premier League. 100 mil. I mean, when you consider people getting on the money, when you consider Harry Maguire, that's just English tax. And look at Grealish's age. Yeah, he's a top player. You could argue he's worth that. I wouldn't have any problem with Grealish 100 mil like that. If they'd have even wanted a bit more, I could have understood that. To be fair, I think he's that good. But like him at City, he just. I mean, they weren't really short in that position, but he just adds to what they've got, and he's an upgrade. City have got great players, don't get me wrong, but he's an upgrade in my opinion on like a Sterling as well. Even though they're kind of different players, I think he's a better player in my opinion. So he just adds to what they've got. He suits the system there. He's not a midfielder that just spams crosses into the box all the time.
Notorious FAT says, surprised he didn't call him overrated. He actually rates Grealish.
I think Grealish is underrated. I still don't think he gets.
Wait till Grealish starts playing for City.
Grealish a baller still. Grealish a baller still.
We're gonna start slandering him, man, innit? Oh, you get me? Just a long haired Emil Smith Rowe. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep
bro.
I'm joking, people. I do rate. I'm just joking. I do rate Grealish.
That was funny. That was funny.
Thank you, Grealish. Appreciate that, Eleanor.
Final. I don't think we get to the final next year.
Depends on the draw.
You do, to be fair.
If you get a favourable draw,
unless you come before PSG, unless you play PSG before that.
Yes. If you get a favourable draw, why would you not? Go on.
Tottenham made the final after not making a signing for two windows. You can easily make the final with the team you have. You have a favourable draw. So.
Love Island Lancey.
What? That is a madness, but that was brilliant. That is a madness, but excellent.
Yeah, Love Island Lancey. I like.
That's my comment of the stream. I have to say that.
Oh my god.
That is excellent banner. That was
the Love Island Lancey. That is A1.
Honestly, that was brilliant.
The Love Island Lancey. That is not me. I'm finished. That is brilliant.
That's good skill.
That is absolutely top notch. Oh,
become a member so you can come on a Q&A for that comment. You must have more.
Like I said, he's the Love Island. I'm using that.
Exactly like.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. If you see me use that, I'm not gonna lie. I will be using.
Okay, one sec.
Yeah, and how do you feel about your Love Island?
Do you know what? I actually like Grealish. That was someone that when I heard we were linked to him, I would take Grealish on. The thing is, with Grealish is like
the Villa. Oh, Villa.
Oh god! Like, do you know what? It's mad because his somebody showed last season's numbers, and like him and De Bruyne were pretty evenly matched in terms of, the games played, the chances that they created, goals they scored, all of that sort of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see them both in the same team, because I think Pep will play De Bruyne and Grealish in the midfield together.
Yeah, I could see him doing that
together, and I think it'd be interesting to see, because like I've said a lot about Man City, we're quite predictable because everyone knows the ball is going to go through De Bruyne. Whereas if we've got Grealish, they don't know which one it's going through. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to predict what we're going to do next. And I know we've got other players. I know we've got Bernardo Silva and stuff like that. But I think Bernardo Silva is going to be on his way out. But even if he does stay, I think he seems to play better when De Bruyne's not there. He steps up a level when De Bruyne's not there. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see, obviously. But yeah, it's nice to have options. We probably don't need him as much as we need a striker. That's obvious. But I do think that Bernardo Silva has told the club that he wants to leave. And I think that's why we have bought Grealish, because one, Pep, you can tell that Pep's a fan of Grealish. Anyway, and I think he gets better under Pep. There's not many players that haven't got better under Pep. Even like Aguero, who, for me was the best striker in the league when Pep came in. With him, he even changed his game a little bit, because Aguero never really did any tracking back. And when Pep came in, his game changed a little bit. So even he sort of improved a little bit under Pep. So yeah, I can see Grealish getting better. But yeah, do I think the manager after Pep will win you the Champions League? I think we'll win it when we're not as good. I really do. I think we'll win it when we're like
Liverpool-esque.
Not in any other competition. We'll get an okay draw. We'll probably scrape our way through. And what?
Because I said you said you think City will win it when they're not as good, and I said Liverpool.
What do you mean Liverpool? We won it 2 seasons ago when we got 97 points in a season.
Is it? And what did that 97 points get you again?
Second place.
Well, yeah. That's what I thought. I was talking more. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was talking more the 05 season, but you know.
The 05 season we were shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think we'll go out of the cups early. Like we'll go out of the FA Cup early or something like that. Go out of the League Cup. We might be in the title race, but we're not winning it. And then I think we'll get a draw. I think we'll scrape our way through it. And then we'll probably get to the final and win it. I think we'll do it when we least expect it. I
think Pep wins it for you, to be fair. I think Pep wins it. So yeah,
I hope so. But I think if we do it the way I think we'll do it, then it's like that. If not, we could win it. If we get back to another final next season, I would expect Man City to win that final. It's like that podium tweet. You know, it's like they're still on the podium and it's like the seventh in the line.
Yeah. I know exactly. That's a great meme.
Best second place finishes in the history of all sport.
Yeah, that's great stuff, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? If
best second place finishes in the history of all sport. I was gonna make a joke I
shouldn't have made in it. It is probably the time and the platform, but yeah, rather not.
I know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. First, lay up in it. It's an easy one. Yeah, this guy ain't got no clue. Bless him. He's too young. God. Yeah, he don't get it. Finish your food because he's younger, man. He's a youngster. You understand, man? He's like 18, man. Baby. I remember these things. He's not as wild as us. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Bless his cotton crocs, eating his biscuits. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as I was saying, where was we at? Someone asked dark horse for top 6. Dark horse for top 6. So you know what, Jan? We'll start with you and that. No, Jan says we need an answer in that. Use your dark horses for the top 6.
Yes, it is.
Villa?
Nah, do you know what? Like, it's
Villa. All right, before we say dark horses, so we just saying, all right, let's just say the big 6. They're the 6 we're talking to. So who's breaking into that? Because actually, well, it's 7 because you can't discount Leicester because they're there. So all right, so we take away Leicester and the big 6, that leaves 7. Who outside of that?
You mean so outside of them teams?
Yeah, outside of that 7.
Okay,
yeah.
so
it's that's what you could class as a dark horse. Go on.
I think Everton under Benitez might improve a bit because I actually think Everton are a weird team for me because on paper they're not that bad. And then they win some games that you don't expect them to win. But then when they've got like Fulham at home, they're getting beat by Fulham at home. So I'm thinking if they get a better manager in, they might start winning them games at home against like your Fulhams. And then, you know, they've not really struggled too much in the bigger games, if that makes sense. Like we beat them 3-1, but in the first half, they were still in that game. Like it's only in the second half when City just took it up a level and Mahrez was balling out. And at that time, City were just doing really well. Gundogan was on fire and we won. But, you know, in another season, they might have got a draw out of that game, if you know what I mean. So if Benitez can get them winning them games that, you know, the easier fixtures, you could say, if he gets them winning them, I think Everton could be, I'm not saying they're going to go and get top 4 because they're not, but I could see them getting a little bit better. I think Villa have made some good signings. Obviously, we need to see how they gel and stuff like that. But Danny Ings is a good striker. You know, he's only 30 million. That's a good deal, especially in this market.
That's a great signing. That's an amazing
signing. I think Villa have a good chance of
how much
better and better. I think Villa's squad.
I think it was like 25 million report. Was it 30?
25 or something. That's
25.
That's great
signing. What are you doing? Sorry,
that's a steal.
That's a great signing for Villa.
Yeah, I think it's 30, but it's 25, and then 5 goes to Liverpool apparently.
20% goes to us. Yeah, we got 20% selling fee.
Look at you might be able to sign some players.
Him, like, you know, I think it's crazy.
You might be able to John McGinn now, innit?
Yeah, you might be able to get John McGinn, innit?
Right, stump up that 5 million for John McGinn for fuck's sake.
So fun and games till on the last day of the transfer window. Liverpool buy Mbappe.
Hey.
I don't want that pace merchant.
Hey, none of that.
Hey, watch your
Mbappe's
mouth,
overrated.
Ryan,
Mbappe's overrated anyway.
I
Yo,
hope it doesn't happen. I'm just saying.
I'll kick you off the stream. Watch your mouth. Yeah, why would you put this energy out there?
Why
Like
would
that,
you
right?
kick me
Like,
off
That's
the
what I
stream?
used to say.
no,
Don't
I was
put
talking
the
about
energy.
kicking him off the stream. Him, this dick.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Pace merchant.
Hey, let's do a pace merchant. Hey, don't compare him to your Mane. All right, and this is a killer. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Delivers.
That ain't no killer. Missed a penalty in the shootout against Switzerland, bro.
Shit happens.
Had like 7 shots not on target.
Shit happens, and all your players were doing a bench the whole tournament. Anyway, whereas Thiago getting benched by Koke, you know what I'm saying? And
at least he scored his penalty in the shootout. At least Thiago scored his penalty in the shootout.
Oh, he scored.
Thiago scored more goals than Mbappe, basically.
Yeah, sure. All right, whatever you saying it. You know what I'm saying? Blasphemy.
That sounded so shameless.
Yeah, because it is blasphemy. But yeah, we'll stick
pace
with
merchant,
you anyway.
Though.
You
Mbappe's a pace merchant, bro.
Yo, top 6 dark horse idiot. Who you got?
Oh no, but Mbappe, like,
he was the answer, and then I was like, "You ain't calling me an idiot."
Yeah, I would never talk to you like that. It's this prick. I'm talking to you, dickhead.
No, but Mbappe's a pace merchant, though. I don't think he's as good as what people make
we're not talking about Mbappe. We're talking about Premier League.
Says here, Kylian kick and run Mbappe. Facts.
You agree, and you and Prime both rate Ollie in it. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And that you two can hold hands on that train and sync on.
Henry,
what
was the question again?
Yeah, he's too busy chatting shit. Right, as I was saying anyway. As I was saying, who's breaking it? Top 6 dark horse. Who's breaking in? So
I've got 2.
I'd say. Go on,
I'd say Brighton if they had good attackers, but they haven't, so they won't. And I'd say because they got a world-class manager.
You just exclude that then.
Did they finish 17th?
No, because I'd say if Brighton had good attackers, they'd be pushing for. They'd be a dark horse for me.
Yeah,
but,
great. If we had a good manager, we'd be dark horses for the league title. But here we are.
But Brighton do have a good manager. Brighton have a world-class manager.
Yeah, but they don't have good attackers. Yeah,
exactly.
That's my whole point. Is we can all do.
Yeah, but I'd say also Leeds under Bielsa could be a shout. They've had 1 season in the Prem. Very, very good coach. Did really well. Yeah, I think Leeds could be a shout still.
See, Ryan, that's why he's here, because despite all the nonsense he be talking, he actually comes up with good stuff, because both him and Jan have come up with teams that I didn't really think about. I'm going to go over to you, Ellen, or who's yours? Have you got any in particular picks? Dark horses for the top
was 6? A shout. I always say Everton was a shout, so that was very, very good. I don't think of Leeds, but also I really well rate their manager. I rate a lot of their players. I mean, I want Rafinha, so I've said Kane money, go get Rafinha, go get Neto, put Son in the middle. I'm not opposed to that. But yeah, I think that they're all right. In terms of shouts for top 6 that maybe I didn't think of. I mean, I would kind of thinking Southampton, but we don't want them on 9-0 or they don't have Ings now, so
yeah, Ings
it's going to be tough. But yeah, Villa, I would say Villa could do all right. I know, like the fact that they got Ings, and I think they're going to spend more with the money that they've got for Grealish. Obviously, Villa could have an outside shot of being top 6, or they could push top 5. I think, depending on how they spend their money, because they were very reliant on Grealish. Grealish was talisman. It was just Grealish and vibes. Now they can actually spread that out. I think maybe they'll do all right. Ings was a great signing for them, I think. So I think if that's the start of their window, I'm not opposed to Villa being top 6, really.
Yeah. Yes, notorious FAT. Like that Saeed said, if my man had wheels, she'd be a taxi. And someone said as well that Fabrizio Romano raided Saeed's Twitch, which is sick. Salute to my brother Saeed. I'm going to hit him up about that. Well, technically today, but later on in that. So large up my guy Saeed for that as well. Make sure you follow him on Twitch, and follow us on Twitch as well, Sarcasm City TV. We'll have some new content coming up on there as well. Members Q&As will go on there. Fan calling shows will go on there as well. Dippin was asking about the cricket. I don't think there's any T20 this month.
Yeah, so there's no cricket stream this week because the series is over and we won.
There's no T20. Oh yeah, you won the one of
you got pammed 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, pammed by 7 runs. It's crazy, but here we are.
Solid 1-0 win by 7 runs. Hang your heads in shame. losing to Pakistan on your home ground, and you call yourselves a good team.
All right, are you done? Yeah, I'm just letting you run out of steam here. You good?
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah. So it's all right. Losers in it. Yeah. We pammed you in it. Pammed for solid 1-0 win in the series. I've got a lot more smoke to get off my chest soon.
Hey, feel free in it. This is your time, fam. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste it, darling. Come on.
Everyone's silent for you.
Yeah. Everyone's literally in it. Look at this guy. Don't choke now. Come on, then. Get this smoke off your chest, fam. Come on, let's go.
I'll reserve that for a later day.
Yeah, look at him in it. Yeah, you guys stuttered over the line and choked in it. Like Liverpool this past season.
You okay,
here we are in that. Here we are.
Yeah, just reading and stuff.
She was tired of your bullshit. That's what that is. Also,
no one can get tired of my.
Hey, ask us, your parents,
wait
whoever.
About 8 hours, man.
You'll be out. Yeah, you getting paid to stream. Lucky you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you just chilling here getting paid to
stream, guys.
You're getting paid to
That's it. Even though you're tired, you look really nice still.
I've got an eye infection. So it's hurting my eye. Can't roll my eyes.
So random.
Someone says that to me. I'll be like, you know what? I've got an eye infection. I'm not feeling it. I'm not with you.
My eye is killing. It's actually killing me.
Large of my guy Deviant because he said he got so what was it now? Oh, let me get to this first actually, because I didn't know this, but obviously I couldn't reveal it. He did it. Rant's got a contract with Twitch. All his live streams will be exclusively on Twitch from now on. Salute to my Don Rant. Yo, we got the bag in it. You know what I'm saying? And I've already congratulated him anyway, because I knew privately, but I couldn't say anything. Obviously, that's my business. But yeah, man, salute to Rant. He out here, you know what I'm saying, and that doing his thing. You still catch me on his channel on Thursdays. You still catch me on the Red Talk. I know you love the Red Talks after games and that. When we make it through.
I've tuned in on Twitch a couple times, and it's a great vibe. It's a great show.
Vibes.
I mean, like I've seen Aaron and stuff on there a few times. So yeah, like that's when I was seeing and you were there, and yeah, it's really good show.
Yeah, vibes. That's exact. Thanks to, and that's what it is. Vibes thing, 100%.
And I'm a Spurs fan, and I sit there and watch these lots. So, and I like my Ollie out, so it's all good.
Yeah, we just be running jokes and running bands and all them things there. But yeah, man, large up the whole circle winning people in it. You know what
it is good content still. Very good content.
I'm saying we just be struggling to come up with stuff after games and stuff, but anyways. And yeah, Saeed is the GOAT on Red Talks. He's too funny, hilarious. I can't wait.
That real should be a taxi. That's my favorite moment of the year.
Oh, that's classic. You cannot beat like.
There's been so many good moments. There's been so many funny moments this year. You had that. You had 1,500 dickhead gooners.
Oh, you had shit.
You had. Remember Babs on that watch along. Wake the fuck up! Wake the fuck up!
You bosses! Oh my god, yeah, it was mad. It was all mad. But large, my guy Deviant asked the question before, so we'll end on this one. But you lot get any final questions in? But yeah, this will be one of the final questions. He said top 4 next season. So what we'll do, we'll answer it currently with the teams as they are now. So yeah, Ryan, you know what? We'll start with you actually, fam. Top 4 currently. Top 4. What's your top 4 for next season? No order, just your top 4.
Oh, that's easy. City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United.
All right, cool.
That's not in an order either. That's no order.
Fair enough. You got Leicester 5th.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I was just asking.
But then Fofana's a big injury for them. Have you heard about the Fofana injury?
I did.
It's a bad one. Still, do you see the tackle?
Get well soon.
Get well soon.
Over it. I'm what's it called in it? I'm squeamish in it. I can't watch those type of things in that.
To do that in a pre-season game though,
I can't. Like, I'm squeamish when it comes to those type of things. I'm squeamish in it. You know what I'm saying? Eleanor, over to you. Top, what you reckon the top 4 will be? No order, and currently as the squads are now.
We're not including Lukaku.
Nah, because that's not in the squad. But you can add him into yours if that changes your.
I don't think it makes a difference. To be fair.
No, I just would say if they get in the league.
I think they were going to get top 4 regardless.
So I know we're not doing orders, but if Chelsea get Lukaku, I think that they could fight for that top spot with City. But yeah, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, top 4.
Full house, Jan. Is that your 4? I'm guessing. Yeah, that's pretty much my fault.
United.
What was that? Sorry, I think the eye infection getting to you. Say that again. What did you say? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, it's affecting your brain, innit?
Why do you love Arsenal so much? What is that?
Arteta. It's Arteta, man.
Arteta's
a guy.
I don't know what you can like about Arsenal.
But I did say, no, I'm joking. Like I said that I thought that if Chelsea got Haaland, I thought Chelsea would win the league. As it stands, though, without any signings, then I would say City first, then Chelsea, then Liverpool, then United. But it just depends on what the transfer window ends up as. You know what I mean? Because and it depends how Van Dijk recovers as well. Because if Van Dijk recovers, you know, some people do after an ACL, he'll be all right. If he recovers like Benjamin Mendy, it's going to be a long season, isn't it? So
I mean, I've done my ACL, guys, cheering.
Oh, is it?
Really?
Yeah, I've done my ACL cheering. It's a very common injury for cheerleaders. It just doesn't, because we tumble on our knees all the time. I've done my ACL cheering, and I haven't been able to tumble since. So now I'm on a non-tumble team. But it does really, it really messes you up. Like it's a big injury to have. So
to be fair, if Van Dijk,
and I never thought I'd ask this question.
If Van Dijk does struggle next season, we all know the reason. Like, I know people are going to be slandering, but we all know the actual reason why he might struggle.
We don't care. We gonna this shit gonna run. Agenda's going with Jen because he's washed. He's trashed now. In the words of you, he's overrated. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Van Dijk's underrated. Van Dijk's underrated.
He's overrated. Not if he flops.
I was going to ask you a question. I want to know.
Yes, I was. I never thought I'd ask this. What
Van Dijk's the best player in the league.
He doesn't know what
Yeah, I have noticed. Jan took it. What's the difference between tumbling and non-tumble? I don't know about cheerleading. I don't know anything.
When you go, like,
we do like backflips and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I just did a normal back handspring, so a normal backflip that I can do normally, and literally my knee buckled, and that was it. And then I was like, I can't move. Like I physically can't move. And I was like, what's happened? It wasn't even training. I was just messing about like on the mat, like before we started training. And then I was like limping around, and then I went. I literally called an ambulance, and then I had a scan, and they were like, "Yeah, you've done your ACL." And I was like,
God,
crazy! So now you're on a non-tumble team.
So yeah, now I can't do any backflips, nothing. If I land funny on my knee, I'm done in it. Like it's out. So now I just stunt. But even stunting, I shouldn't really do because I'm holding. But yeah.
Because I was gonna say if you go up in a stunt and you come down funny.
I'm a base now. I can be in the air because of that.
I used to hate going up in stunts. They always used to put me up there because I was small. Used to wind me up. Every time you go.
No, these legs are not getting up there now. These legs are I save lives, as I say, guys. They're not getting up there now. But yeah, I can't tumble. So yeah, it's a serious injury, guys.
We're seeing it. So Eleanor, you bounce back. So we'll see if you get me Ryan's guy Van Dijk can bounce back.
I won nationals last
There we go. See? You come back and win trophies. Is your guy gonna come back and win anything? Is he?
You know what? I've got more trophies in my club, so at least I'm a serial winner.
There you go, innit? The Spurs can take Spurs and Liverpool and my club can take
I'll take your one, innit?
There we go, innit? Serial winner in that. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Ryan can't even say nothing because this guy's gonna come back and do nothing and he already knows it. That's the KANE who's injury prone as well. And Joe Gomez and Matip, who are all injury prone.
Joe Gomez is crap anyway.
All right, but my point still stands. You know what I'm saying?
Still got Phillips.
You know what? Matip, Matip's so underrated, man. Like, he's just so injured. Matip stayed fully fit. Matip fully fits top five centre-backs in the league.
Yeah,
when he's fully fit.
What it is.
Definitely top five for me.
Again, if some buts, he's not fully fit in it, so it doesn't matter, type of thing.
You won Champions League with Matip still.
It happens. You won Champions League with David May. What's your point?
Matip's better than Diaz, I think, when he's fully fit.
Which Diaz?
That's my
idea.
I think he's better than Diaz.
Yes.
It's a Gordon
I
Diaz.
think he's better than Diaz.
I know that I've been out of commission for a week. I've missed new players coming into the league, so there might be a new Diaz who's popped up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Yeah, large up on her.
Definitely better than John Stones and Maguire. He's better than Maguire. He's better than Maguire still.
Yeah, Maguire's not even our best centre back, so it is what it is. Maguire ain't the bar. When's Maguire ever been the bar?
Well, your fans talk about him like he's world class now.
Who is what? Our fan base? No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
they do.
You know what I'm saying?
I've
Half of
heard
them
that.
do, and then the other half
your
don't
fan
rate
base
him in
say
that.
Maguire's world class.
Yeah, but you can't just pick out. I can pick out your fan base saying dumb shit too.
Yeah, I know our
That
fan
happens.
base does. I know our fan base is dumb shit. They think Henderson's world class.
There you go, then, innit? You know what I'm saying? And we all know that's the case, innit? Yes, he does. I'm not. I think Maguire, I'm in the middle of Maguire. Like, he's a decent centre back. That's it. That's as far as it goes. You know what I'm saying? Kanate isn't injury prone. I heard he is. I could be wrong.
He is injury prone.
Yeah, I swear he's had hella injuries.
Yeah, he is injury prone.
Bad injury, and then
he's had little niggles as well, stuff.
Yeah, man said my top 5. So you got him. So Van Dijk, Thiago Silva, Varane, Diaz, and
I think he's better. He's as good as Diaz, if not better.
Yeah, you crazy.
You guys underrate Matip because he don't play a lot because he's injured all the time. We won Champions League with Matip.
I think he's decent, but I just don't think.
I think he's quality. He's mad underrated.
Is a quality.
There were times when Matip was better than Van Dijk for us. Genuine. No, there were times when those two played together and Matip was better than him.
Yeah, in one-off games, but we know he had the best season.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying that the partnership that won us Champions League, people think it was Van Dijk and Gomez. It wasn't. It was Van Dijk and Matip that won us Champions League.
Yeah, it's mad. But Eleanor, I know you have to go, so we're gonna go anyway. But yeah, let you say bless to the peoples, them, and all that stuff.
It's been great. I love my Wednesdays. It's nice to have you back. Flawless.
It's good to be back.
Better.
It's all right.
And if you don't see me before, you'll see me on Sunday. Actually, you'll see me on Friday on the Love Island stream.
Love Island stream, the best show ever.
It is hilarious. Honestly, last week, if you missed it, go back and watch me and Lindrix actually kill each other. Yeah, other than that, yeah, and then you'll see me Sunday as well. But yeah, bye.
There you go. Bless Eleanor. Bless. There is a playlist for the Love Island streams as well, people. So if that's what you want to watch, make sure you check that out. The Love Island streams, you can see it. Playlist for that. This, all the other shows. There's a playlist for each and every one. Let me just run through the members.
Can I just say something? You know, like I get
short or long.
Yeah, like obviously I rate like
it's gonna be go on
Varane, but I don't think you can say Varane is
overrated
the best in the league when he's not played in the league yet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we're just saying on paper.
Yeah, you can say as a player, but in the league implies that he's the best in the league, and we don't know that yet. He could come in and be the best centre back in the league, or he could come in and be okay. You know. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's not that I don't rate him, obviously, but yeah, I'm hoping that Gabby spins him again because that'll be fun for Derby Day.
All right, let's say that, innit? But yeah, large up. These are all the members. So big up Nippin, Ranesh, Johan, Wayne, Easy92, Gil, VJ, Eddie. Give it to Mikey, Slens 44, Nathan, the Progressions Project, Dan, Sasha, Davey Fisher, Nelly, Timo, Scott Page, Cams TV, Daniel, Taekwon, 40 Fantasy, OKW, Deviant, J Socials, Neville B, S Feetly TV, Winter Surfer, and of course, 2 of my 3 co-hosts on the Q&A, the lovely Yan City and this dickhead who's just disappeared as well. You know what I'm saying? Why are you speaking
about? Reply to what people are saying because I know he's won loads of Champions Leagues. Like, I'm not denying what he's done. What I'm saying is in the league, you know, right now. Yeah. Danilo had the Champions League. Danilo wasn't one of the best right backs in the league. Just because he had a Champions League didn't make him better than people that didn't, you know. So it's just
I'm reserving judgment on him. Do I believe he will be one of the best? Yes, but obviously I have to.
He should be. Yeah, he should be.
I reserve judgment on it because it's just not happened yet. Like, that's what it is. But if he hits the level I expect him to hit, I'm not saying he'll be the best, because I don't think he will, because I don't think we're set up for him to be the best, but will he be one of the best? Do I expect him to come in and be top 5? Yes. Do I expect him to come in and make a case for Team of the Year? Yes.
You would expect. Yeah, you would expect.
I'd make him not necessarily get in, but I'd expect him to make a case. Large up Deviant, no, he says.
No, I'm not comparing. Sorry, I'm not comparing Danilo to Rafael Varane. What I'm saying is, you can't say he's the best in a league that he's not played in. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't make much sense. It's like if I said Grealish is one of the best players in the Champions League, I'm sure you would come to me and say how when he's never played in the Champions League. It's the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So you can come with you can say Varane should be, but he has 0 appearances in the Premier League. So you're essentially saying someone that's never played is better than people that have been playing. Do you know what I mean? Right. So I'm not discrediting Varane. We all know what Varane's done. But even Real Madrid fans are saying, why are you flexing our trophies? Like, why are you...
To be fair, though...
Premier League fans flexing their trophies. Do you know what I mean? So...
by your logic, if Messi came to the Premier League, we'd all be saying that he is the best, and rightly so, in the Premier League, because he would genuinely be the best player in the Premier League.
I'd be saying he's the best player in the world, because that's what I think he is. But in terms of the league,
we don't know.
People would say, "What is done in the league? How can you be the best player in the Prem when you've never played in it?" Do you know what I mean? Actually, Messi would have more of a case because Messi's actually scored a lot of goals against the top 6. He scored more goals against the top 6 than the likes of Harry Kane. It's madness because that's what he's literally done that. So
definitely more than Lukaku.
But yeah, large up deviant. It's a 6
I know we don't flex Guardiola's trophies because we haven't won the Champions League. And I'm not going to say when people come for Pep, then I will bring up Pep's career because we're talking about Pep. But I don't say Man City have won 3 Champions Leagues just because Pep has 3 Champions Leagues. I don't say that. Do you know what I mean? It's separate. Do you know what I mean? But this is the thing though, because when you say anything about people, it's like you're trying to slander Varane. I've not said that Varane is not a fantastic player.
Yeah,
what
people
saying he's better than Van Dijk, he's better than Diaz. How do we know that yet?
In the Premier League,
You can say career-wise, you can argue that point, of course. You know what I mean? But you can't say in the Premier League because, you know, Varane could be the 4th best centre-back in the Premier League, or he could be the best. We don't know. So
we're going to find out.
We'll find out.
Oh, yeah, we definitely going to find out. Big up to Deviants, a 6 months membership today. Big up the whole Sarcasm City team for quality entertainment. Large up my guy Deviant every single time that has been done. He is a general as well, you know what I'm saying? Also, YG says, big up the members are renew soon. Yeah, man, in your own time. Link is underneath in the description, people, if you want to sign up to the membership. But yeah, man, large up everyone. Big up my guy Lewis and that. He says, well, on this note, he says, Romelu, Lukaku is winning us the league at Old Trafford. Oh, he's your player already, yeah? Because you, like, 2 weeks ago, well, before I got sick, that would have been Haaland. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Lukaku. And, you know what I'm saying? Pick a 9 and stick with it, fam. That's what I'm saying, innit? Pick a 9 and stick with it. This guy's changing 9s like he a gunman, innit? Like hella different 9s. Is it Romelu 1 week? What's Haaland's first name? Erling or whatever.
Erling.
Yeah, it's Erling the next week. Who's next? That way you can't say Danny Ings because who's next, fam? Tell me. Is it Harry next week? Is it Harry Kane? Like, let me know. Large up. But yeah, we are gonna end the show, people. Love to everyone who has locked in. Yeah, Lukaku R9 is phenomenal, you're right. But yeah, love to everyone who's locked in. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much.